think I'm live, and I'm back after a little bit of a delay. So, because of my new work situation, I'll be changing my stream days to Tuesday through Friday, so that just makes it easier. And hey, Charlotte and Ryan got a social link. Sweet. What can I do? Prevent incapacitation from the... Sure. No, you can't get anything. Wait, I already have it. Sure, why not? So that's all I got for now. Let me actually look at their skill tree, see what I'm working with. Agility up buff. Great! My battery is dying. Put that on. Alright, which one's better? Agility up, increase. This diligence line is actually the best one though. I'm already on this one though, so let's do that. What about you, Shulk? This one. This one 100% gotta max that one out. Max this one out that she's already on. What do I have for their arts? How do I have their arts set up? So I learned a few new things through my last playthrough, between my last playthrough and now, so certain things that just make sense and that are better than I thought they were. So let's go through and set up our arts the way they're supposed to be. Whoop. Can't level those up. Shadow Eye. Like that. Let's do that. I think that's a better setup. Or is it? There we go. That should be better. Alright, Charla has the same set. Heat Bullet is actually a little bit better than Shield Bullet, so let's flip those around. Just getting my party set up. It's been a while, so I have to make sure I have everything correct. Let's see. This Tank Garter is actually his best weapon right now. Let's give him that Tank Garter and whoop, flip out all the slots that he had. Steady Helm is fine. Iron Armor is fine. Grand Boots. Hunter's Gear. Hunter's Gear is slightly better, but it's also more weight. And weight means a lot in this game. Round Top. Who had the Round Top and... okay. Alright, so let's do that. Give him the Round Top. Flip out the Agility gems. Oh man, I am so... I'm so under-equipped compared to my other file. I've been playing my other file of Xenoblade, and I'm much farther in that one. But man, looking at this, I don't have anything that I do in the other one. It's kind of sad. Anyways, that should be good for the setup right now. Did I change his? He has one more. Let's give him strength up. His agility ain't that high, so it's not going to help that much. Alright, Alex should be joining us soon. So right now I'm just going to make my way to where I'm supposed to go. Which is to save this kid, Juju, that we have not saved last time. Last time was basically just a side quest day. Which I was able to clear out basically most of them. Except for the ones I can't do. This one involves me going to a specific place I haven't gone to yet. This one I have to get a specific party member and then raise their affinity. And this one involves a level 40 unique monster. So yeah, it's going to be a while before I get those. There are a few quests that I haven't gotten that I do have the ability to get right now. But I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm just going to go save Juju and then pick up some more quests after that. So until then, let's go forth. Movement speed in this game is kind of bad. I will say that much. Oop. Alex is texting me right now. Let me see if she's on. All right. Let's see if she's available.
Oh.
Hey.
Howdy
you
diddly,
doing?
neighborino.
I'm just diddly dandy.
Well, that's good to hear. That's surprising to hear in this day and age. You sure? You okay?
Yes, well,
What
I'm also lying to myself, so.
That's fair. I was about to ask what kind of drugs you on. Why aren't you sharing?
It's called the drug of denial.
Ugh, the sweetest addiction.
100%.
Okay. Yeah, so I had a hell of a time trying to get this set up, so
Why, what happened?
I went back to my room and I tried to find my headset mic because I usually just use my headphones, and I just I detached the mic and I couldn't find my mic as I was booting up my computer, and I was like, oh, I'll look for that while the computer loads, and the computer loaded in the middle of an update.
Oh, well, damn.
So then I had to find the mic and navigate my way through an update, but I'm here now, and we're in Colony 6.
There's a massive ether deposit
Yes, we
under
are.
the colony.
We're actually going with story now.
The first settlers here
Are
built
we?
right on top of the mine. That's how we got
Yes.
our colony.
Well, mostly.
The mine
Are
is
we
like a network
actually
of
saving
tunnels.
Juju, though?
It's much more complicated than the colony streets.
We're gonna have
They
to
can't
find
have
out.
figured it all out in the space of a
Do we
month.
have to?
So she means it's the best.
I
route
mean,
if you
she's
want to
Charlotte.
remain
He's Charlotte's
unseen.
brother, so
You're catching
I
on.
mean, we might as well try.
But we
So how
can't
do we
just
get
rush
in?
in.
Through the drainage outlet. It's just up ahead.
Are you sure there's no, like, side quest or 50 that we could do?
I mean, if there's a side quest along the way, I might stop and do it.
Alright.
Landmark, sweet. Speaking of which, hold up. I just-
Yes.
It's not a side quest, but I'm actually gonna switch out their clothes for a bit, just to give them a little bit, just to make them look different.
Beach type. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Beach type. Did I miss that?
Yes, you can have everyone in their underwear if you really wanted to.
Oh, no. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, yeah. Stretch out those hamstrings. Oh, no.
That's Ryan for you. The armor in this game is freaking weird, and that's why I love that in the original game they didn't have this appearance setting that you see down here. So whatever armor you had on them was what the hell they looked like.
It is beautifully designed, though. I'll give it that.
Oh, the armor looks great. It's just that when you have a mismatch of a bunch of different armor, it just looks weird. Like, what does Ryan look like without the appearance? Like, look at that.
It looks like a beetle.
So yeah, so I freaking love this the ability to change their clothes and make them wear whatever you want. That way, if you want to be as crazy as you want, you have the option to do that. But if you want to be freaking simple like me,
that's a really nice touch, I gotta say. And knowing what features to update in a game and what to leave behind and things like that can really make or break a updated version of a game.
Oh, 100%. Like, the thing about this game is that it's kind of a weird cross between. He just
looks like a twink. I'm sorry.
I mean, he kind of is. I'm not gonna deny that.
Sorry, you were saying about the amazing design in the updates.
You got distracted by Shulk's skinniness. So I was saying that fuck, what was I saying? Thanks. Thanks,
you're welcome.
Alex.
On to my wife. Damn.
Oop, you got a little
yeah,
glimpse there.
Wow. I was just I'm just gonna stop talking for a second. Wow. It's not really fan service if it's part of the character design, right? It's not really fan service if it's for stats, right?
Of course not. Of course not. 100% no.
No, she needs that armor to be as small as possible.
Here's the thing about Charlotte in particular. Her armor is
worthless.
It's not, well, in a practical sense, yes.
In a very no.
Like,
let's look in a very real sense, yes.
Like these pants look nice,
yeah.
right? These pants look decent.
I mean,
now wait for her to turn around.
Yeah.
I mean, not sure what you're supposed to do with that.
I mean, show it off. Like, what else are you supposed to do with that?
Like, let's look at her body armor. Besides the obvious swimsuit, we have this middle type armor, which, yeah.
Okay. All right.
We have her Magna armor, which is
put her
basically
to the
meant
side
to
again.
be revealing.
Wait a minute. Not to be a lech or anything, but like to the side. Let's see the side view. No clothes.
There you go.
Okay. Wow. Not a single piece of clothing fits the body that well.
Nope.
Does she? Oh my god.
This is why this is a video game.
Like,
this Lego type armor actually isn't that bad.
I'm simultaneously appreciative and just insanely jealous.
This is why it's a video game. Titan type armor. Yeah, this
Titan, titty Titan.
Sure, yes, 100%.
All right.
And we got the prodigal type, which is actually looks pretty badass, honestly.
That's
You'll get to it in like a second.
not fucking bad at all.
I really like this one, but I'm gonna keep her with normal colony type.
Yeah, it's kind of edgy right
armor
now.
for right now. So yeah,
Save that for after.
for
Save
now.
that for after we let her brother die. You can have it be her grieving armor.
100%. That's gonna be her. Fuck this world. Fuck everything. I'm gonna fuck everything up. That's that armor.
All right. Ooh, it looks like some side quest up ahead.
Yes, there is indeed a quest up ahead.
There's side quest.
Let me get these collectibles first. What you gotta say? Daza! Daza, big trouble. If Daza not have that thing, then it really bad. Oh, hello there. Friends can listen to Daza.
Friends have no choice.
Daza's proof of Napan merchant status. Nope. If Daza not have proof, Daza cannot trade.
If Daza cannot
pain.
trade, Daza's children go hungry. Do you want that? You want Daza to starve? You want Daza's children to starve?
Well,
You
I
monsters.
mean, it doesn't affect me in any way. Yeah, that's bad. It says Shulk. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Daza do not know what to do. Friends must get it back for Daza. Can friends do that for me? How could you let them steal the proof of your merchant status? Damn, Shulk. Just going straight at him.
Victim blaming
Like,
right out the gate.
Daza only look away for a second and they steal it. They want it because it changed.
Typical fucking cop.
If friends not help, Daza not know what to do. God damn it. Shulk isn't a cop, he's a scientist, okay? Will friends help Daza? Sure. Daza make sure to get friends with reward. No sweat will be done before you know it. That's a spirit rhyme.
Yeah, someone's helpful at least. Shulk's entire response was basically like, well, where'd you leave it?
Basically. Honestly. Ooh! Sword drive! Sweet! Berserker, awesome. Heal round, awesome.
Another thing I'm appreciative for, like, I go back and play some of the retro games sometimes, and, like, well, obviously the graphics aren't up to par with modern games. Like, there are some games that stand out as exceptional for their time, right? But something I can truly appreciate about remasters specifically, and, like, even discounting Final Fantasy VII, because that's just a whole other level of remake.
100%.
Most remakes still, like, I'll never not enjoy them, because I used to look at art books for most of these RPGs, right? And all the remakes do is bring the game to the beautiful level of the concept art.
Oh, yeah,
how they wanted to make the game the first time, but technology just hadn't caught up yet. And now technology's caught up.
So that's what I was speaking before. I completely went sidetracked. So basically, this game is something between a remaster and a remake, because basically they kept all the models and animations and they just put better graphics over it. So if you look at all the cutscenes and everything and all the animations, idle animations, stuff like that, it's all one to one. Like that punch and Charlotte stretching, those idle animations are exactly the same. If you look at the cutscenes from Xenoblade, the original, and this game, they're exactly the same. And the voice acting didn't change either, so they just crossed over the voice acting. They literally just created new textures and models to go over those animations.
Right. But I mean, like you said too, even with the changing clothes and armors and stuff like that, like they adding new features.
Yeah. It's a ton of quality of life features that they added, which is so great. Like I mentioned this, you weren't there for the first time I streamed this game, but I mentioned it before. But when you get a quest, like these things are randomized. These collectibles that I collect, those blue little orbs on the screen, those are all randomized on the field. And every time they respawn, they randomize it into a different item that's in this collectopedia here for each area. And when you need a quest, there are times where you need to you have to collect this particular collectible, like 6 of them or 5 of them or 3 of them or whatever.
See, that's dangerous for me. In the collectibles,
in the original, you just have to run around and collect blue things until you collected them. In this game, they add a little red exclamation point on top of the blue collectible that it's already established that it is that. So that way you don't have to go just collecting random ones. It'll tell you which orb you need for a quest. It's like, oh, thank God.
It's like, yeah, it's not a game-breaking thing. It doesn't make it necessarily too easy because you still have to go get it, but it makes it a lot less annoying.
Oh, 100%. And also they added another thing, what you saw me do right there is set a quest, which is something RPGs do nowadays that you think is you take for granted, but set a quest like that to where it's on the map where you need to go. There wasn't anything like that in the original game.
God.
So if you want to complete a particular quest,
when tutorials themselves started happening. You remember back when they just didn't do tutorials for games? They just drop you into the game.
Oh, you just have to learn everything by yourself.
They just drop you into the game and they're like, here you go. Man.
Have you ever seen Ego Raptor from or Aaron's Ego Raptor channel?
Yeah.
Where he does a sequelitis?
Yeah.
And he talked about Mega Man X.
Oh my God, his Mega Man X sequelitis. Yeah, I'm familiar.
Run on cars.
Oh man, dude, that's been hella long since someone's brought up fucking sequelitis. My God.
I always love that video just because he talks about conveyance in that video, about how games in that era didn't have to like explicitly give you tutorials because the game itself was set up as a tutorial. Like he explained how the first level of Mega Man X did that. Speaking of which, I got that Nopon coin that this
Very good. I just Dober Corgi? That's the most adorable name
Yes.
I've ever heard. For something that sounds like an abomination unto God.
It's a long-bodied corgi. Now just imagine a corgi just with a longer body.
Like a, I was gonna say like a corgi dachshund, but it's a corgi Doberman. So that's so much worse. Or better? I don't know. I've always found aberrations to be kind of cute.
I mean, just watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. Everything there is a freaking combination.
Jesus. God, from my screen, Daza looks like a Muppet.
I mean, in this game, a lot of Nopon looks like that. Oh, he has another quest. Listen to Daza. Listen,
Hey!
friends. Daza think monster might steal proof of merchant status again.
Now that I know you guys will do whatever I want.
Ryan, which is worse, this or arguing with me?
Oh, God.
You know what? I can't decide which one is more of a pain, so let's get this sorted. Daza want friends to make this place safe for Daza. Blah, blah, blah. Can friends do that for Daza? What's stopping you from doing it? Daza not strong. Friends strong. Friends can do. Don't think that fighting us is going to make us say yes.
But it will.
Daza give you really, really, really good thank you present. So friends help Nopon merchants like Daza. Oh, fuck. Whatever, they're all on the way.
Yes. Side quest.
Daza no friends. Daza no friends can do it. Daza believe in friends. No sweat will be done before you know it. Data Bayo Sasuke!
Help and all.
I gotta take out Hoxes. What are these things? They're like squirrel porcupine with the freaking horn?
Why do you gotta take them out? They're cute. Oh, God.
I love
Oh,
destroyed with one attack.
I mean, to be fair, it did put its asshole right in your face.
Here's the thing though, Ryan is essentially the strongest party member in the game. Like if you set him up right, he will defeat even super bosses in like less than 10
Oh
seconds.
yeah, just consistently.
Because his just damage is so, his damage output is so damn high.
God.
That sword drive freaking art is one of my favorites just because of how much damage it does in one hit. Dropped.
Oof. So I missed what the objectives for the quest were. Are we supposed to be taking these out? Are we doing pest control?
So yes, exactly, 100%. Safety first. So it says, Daza's fearful his proof of merchant status will be taken again. To be able to resolve the problem, first you need to make the area safe.
Defeat, I see. Soft Hoxes, my god. They're so cute though. They're carrying like rabies or something, I guess. Well, no, this game is okay. So this game, I've got this game's number. I see the trend here in combining two things to try to make them adorable or terrifying. So this has got some like. So these must have some. Oh my god! Oh no!
I didn't think that would kill me.
Oh,
I didn't think that would kill me. Sup, Josie? How you doing? You just missed me dying. Or maybe you saw that. I don't know. It respawned some ansols though for me to kill.
I was gonna say they've got some weird combo of like rabies and Lyme disease. Cause that's what this game does. Is it combines things.
Even more reason to take these guys out.
As long as it's not lupus.
Oh man. To be fair, 250-foot drop won't kill me. To be fair, you don't always die from fall damage in this game.
Fair.
I just never remember what the actual like cutoff for how much fall damage you can take in this game is.
Well, we know it.
I figured
we
like
know
I figured like
250 feet is definitely above that cutoff.
yeah, so I ain't doing that again.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? I got an achievement for that. I don't know if you guys noticed that. I actually got an achievement for that, and I got experience for
I
dying.
was too busy laughing at you.
There is actually an achievement somewhere in here.
Oh my god.
Is it this one? No. It's one of these. Turn around, skip it, blah, blah.
Die
blah,
from
blah,
jumping
blah.
off a cliff.
There it is right there.
Oh
Terminal
my
velocity.
God.
Fell to your demise from a great height. Oh my god. I got experience for dying, so hey, it wasn't all bad.
Boy, I wish we could all get experience for dying.
Right? We could go into the afterlife with freaking overpowered stats and shit.
All right, send me back. I've put my stats into level. I've leveled. I think I've got a pretty good like dispersion. All right, send me back. Huh.
Wait, damn, I forgot to up my intelligence. No. Come back super strong, but the dumbest asshole ever. So you come back as Goku, basically.
I was gonna say like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I mean, that too.
Except I think he's actually a pretty good dude. I'm not sure. Is he a good dude or is he one of the
Stone Cold-
racist ones?
No. There's like posts and screenshots of him like calling out racist people on his Facebook and shit like that. So no, he's one of the good ones.
Yeah. We gotta go all the way up the cliff. Oh, but we were just there. Hey, I wonder if jumping off that cliff will kill you.
There's no bottom, so yes. The answer is yes.
How will
it
it
will.
kill you if there's no bottom? Won't you just fall forever?
And then it will respawn me at the top, so I don't want to have to go through the there. Okay, now I can die because now I can it will respawn me here instead.
Drainage outlet.
Let's put it to a test. Geronimo!
Do a flip.
I cannot, unfortunately.
Wow. That's really pretty though. I mean, I guess the implication is that you die, but if you jump off into water in any other part of the game, you don't die. You don't even take a little bit of damage.
Nope.
All they have to do is get into diving position.
I learned a skill. Just from discovering that landmark. Increases aggro drawn by mad taunts. Sweet.
All right.
These aren't the Oopas I need. Ah, well.
These aren't the Oopas you're looking for.
They are not, unfortunately. I need it to be raining for it to be the ones from the quest, so... Oh, excuse me, I am burping. I'll get those later. Hey, look, more Napon. And this one's got stuff. Sell stuff. What do you sell? Ooh, bone upper?
Always
So
gotta
basically what these art books-
always gotta work on your bone uppers.
So basically what these art books do is that you only you can only upgrade your arts a certain amount of times until you get these arts. So now that I bought these books and I go back into my arts menu, go away.
God, you have so much money.
Well, if you have a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 save file on your Switch, it actually gives you 100,000 gold at the start of the game.
Oh, so you start
And it's
start with more advantages.
Yeah, you start rich, and honestly, money in this game isn't really that hard to come by. Most quests give you a lot of
decent
money,
amount.
so if you do enough quests, you're never worried about money. And besides, the only thing you should be buying in this game are art books. You're gonna get most of your best armor from enemy drops, anyways.
That tracks.
So like this, so yeah, so you see how it's how the other
I was like, "Where's bone
How
upper?"
the other bars
There's
are
bone
glowing now?
upper. All right.
there's bone upper. Let's upgrade bone upper. Why not? Let's upgrade Berserker while we'll add it too. Berserker is probably one of his best arts. Up Shaker Edge. And Heat Bullet for you. One step further.
All right.
Guys, kill the noise.
I mean, we weren't making any noise, but...
A Macon.
I can't believe they've taken the mine too.
She said kill the noise. Can I
That
talk
means
now?
the defense force and residents are...
I can't believe...
We're fine.
I can't believe they've
We're fine,
taken...
the
I
Mekon
can't
left.
believe they've taken yours
Oh
too.
no, Juju!
Keep it together, Sharla. Don't start panicking now.
Well, to be fair, she assumed that this
Mine.
bottom section was safe to infiltrate from.
I mean, can you panic now?
I
Like-
bet you they're holed up someplace safe. Juju is alive, and we're gonna find him. That's why we're here.
That's so... That's so cutely
It'll be fine.
optimistic.
Ryan, thank you.
Hey, sometimes you need people to lie to you and tell you it's gonna be
Sweet,
okay.
sweet lies. That's true. And then when you realize that it was just empty promises and lies, then your start of a villain begins. You go through that whole angsty transformation and realize that people can't be counted on.
That sounds... No, wait.
All right, well, we're doing this now.
Whatever. Enchant. Go.
Are you
Really into this rhyme. He's a scout, so if he sees you, he goes
Yeah, he tries
alerts
to go
the other
alert,
the other enemies in the area. So I was trying to. What you're supposed to do is use this option that I'm gonna put on right now. It says lure, and that brings them towards you. That aggroes them towards you, so they don't run away like that. Look at this.
It's pretty.
No, I actually don't want to. I actually don't
Well-
want to. No, run away, run away, run away, run away.
Well,
I'm not strong enough. I am not strong enough
I don't
yet.
think he cares.
He'll care once I run too far. He can't catch me.
I mean, that's fair. If someone I hated was running that fast, I'd probably give up after a little bit too. It's not fucking worth it. You got beetles and frogs, and where are you putting them? Are you just putting them in your pocket? Is Shulk just putting these beetles and frogs in his pocket?
Sweet. I have an item pouch here.
So you just have a pouch full of like creepy
Right here,
crawlies.
see?
That's amazing. Just like me when I go to.
Creepy crawlies along with
Oh my god.
along with flowers and other weird
Just
stuff.
like me when I go to the store. That's actually true. I do bring my snake to the store sometimes.
Really?
I mean, not that anybody else would know. He's,
I
he stays in my pocket.
thought. How big is your snake again?
Right now he's about a foot.
Okay, that's not that big.
Yeah, and he's
You could hide him
yeah,
anywhere.
he's barely as big around as my finger. So, and he's a tunneling snake, so all I have to do is put him in my pocket, and he usually likes to stay there. He doesn't want to come out. Yeah, get him.
He did.
He Mondo did.
He did.
I did, however, okay, so on Sunday I did take him to the store with me when I went to go see my dad, and I went to the store with my dad and my sister to pick up stuff for lunch. I brought over the snake just because it's been a while since my dad had actually seen the snake. Oh, cutscene. Sorry. Wait a minute. Is her entire bloodline just prone to running headfirst into adversity when you're not ready for it?
It seems like it.
I mean,
I mean,
I
at least
was
she has
like-
a big ass gun and knows how to
yeah,
use
she's
it. At the very least.
she does know how to use weaponry. to her credit, she didn't just run off with the power of hopes and dreams by her side. Alright, getting ribbled. But yeah, so we went to go get stuff for lunch, and I brought the snake, and I couldn't just leave the snake at the house, because they have two pretty hefty-sized border collies, and I just didn't want anything to happen. So I stuck the snake in my pocket to go across the street to get stuff to make for lunch. And that day, of all days, he decided he didn't want to stay in the pocket. And so I had to keep my hand in my pocket, looking like the world's most suspicious garden shoplifter. Because I was just over by like the plants and stuff. I didn't want to go around the whole store and risk him like getting it out of my pocket somehow. I just wanted to stay close to the door.
What are you hiding?
Yeah, so I'm standing close to the door with my hands firmly in my pocket and like moving around in my pocket as I try to keep my snake from getting out of my pocket. It was not a good time.
It doesn't sound like it, but it sounds funny. It would sound like it would be fun to watch you squirm. Like, is anyone gonna notice?
I'll bet.
So, Juju has been taken by the bronze-faced one.
So, what about Gaddo?
Always with Gaddo for you.
Gone? What do you mean gone?
Was that dude's face bronze?
That's what I was thinking actually right
Like,
now.
wait a second. The bronze face
it didn't
one.
look bronze to me.
Didn't it? Had more of a silvery tone.
They planned a surprise attack, and y'all failed miserably.
But we failed miserably.
Thank you, Atharon.
I'm confused. I'm watching this because I'm confused about Gaddo was nowhere to be seen, but I looked like him.
Oh, he's not Gaddo. He's Atharon.
No. Okay.
Only his rifle remained.
Gaddo was the other guy
gotcha.
you saw in that flashback.
I can feel it.
His
We may
rifle
not be joined
remained.
by blood, but he's like a son to me.
Well, I reckon you should
know
take
if
this
you were
rifle
dead.
now.
Oh,
Not yet.
People in Colony 9 got eaten.
Damn it, Ryan! That was not the time.
Sorry. I forget I said that.
They don't kill
Ryan,
Holmes
you
right away.
insensitive
I
dumbass.
mean, it was true.
Took him. We still have some time left.
That's not what someone who's hoping someone's alive wants to hear.
That blade was once Dunban's. I'm not sure why you.
I
have
feel
it.
like they're setting this up for her to be a major villain. Like, they're taking away everyone
can
she
count on
fucking
me.
cares about.
Well,
Except for the fact that
Control
JRPGs almost
It's
never
where they take
focus
all
on the
arms
woman,
they
so.
kidnap. If Juju's alive, that's
Yeah. Unfortunately, spoiler alert, Charlotte also falls victim to that.
Amazing!
Story-wise and gameplay-wise, like, I'll just say right here, Charlotte is the worst character out of all the characters in
Yeah,
this
that
game.
tracks.
That's not to say she's bad by any means. If you set her up right, like, she can still be fun to use and everything.
It's just
It's just the
tactically
problem that
she's the
she has-
worst.
Technically, she's the worst, yes, because every time you use her gun, she has an overheating meter. And after it overheats, she takes like a good 5 seconds before she can do anything else because she has to unheat her gun.
No.
So her talent art, which is usually everyone's best art or most useful art, is her bane basically. So that's why it's so difficult and to use her.
Like,
Let me actually put her as the main character just to see. Oh, she got a new skill. Extends long distance range, increase agility. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. So I'm gonna put her as the party lead for now and use her for a bit. And no, I'm not just doing this so I can look at stuff while she's running.
I wasn't gonna say anything. If you want to say something, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna sit back and enjoy the view.
There.
God damn it.
No, of course
Nobody-
I wasn't doing this in my own personal playthrough.
Nobody runs like that either, though.
Absolutely not. The walking animations are even more weird. Like, if you actually stop to look at
Like,
them.
not even the hips thing. Like, that can be explained. It's the way she
Hurry up,
moves her
Psycho.
arm as she runs, the whole
What's
side-to-side thing.
Yeah.
Slow coach? Wait, I'm still stuck on
I don't know if that's
slow coach?
I don't know if that's a British thing.
What can it
Might be a British thing or something.
It might be.
This is for you.
Haven't heard. What can it
Is
mean?
Juju already dead? Or is he going to be killed? Is that why Atharon...
And here we get why Shulk doesn't want to tell anybody, because even he doesn't understand what the hell he's looking at.
But then...
I mean, yeah, I like an ability like that. You'd think would
if
be
we
a
keep
gift,
moving, is
but
Atharon really going to
it's-
die?
if it's something that you can change, if it's not immutable, then there's really no point to it, and
What's wrong,
it's
Phil?
really it's really difficult to justify telling
Yeah.
This
somebody
battle
about
is
what
for
you've
my
seen.
people. If you can't handle it, drop that weapon and head home.
That's not it.
I
It's just that...
want home, pretty boy.
Listen.
I thought I was a
Maybe we
cranky,
shouldn't just rush
cranky
in
old
head
man.
first.
I mean, he has a right to be cranky. His entire
We got this
colony got
far.
destroyed, but
I mean, yeah,
think
he
we should
sounds like
observe
someone
them
who kind of
and
doesn't
plan our
have
attack
time to put up
afterwards.
with any shit.
You insolent! We don't have that kind of time.
there you go.
You know a
Oh,
damn thing
God.
about these machines. I have observed their movements.
I mean, that's probably
I've
why you
planned
should
this attack
observe
for a
them.
month. I know full well
Oh,
what's
well.
going to happen to my brothers and sisters.
It's just...
We're going. Fall in, medic.
And there he goes.
What's got into you?
A vision again.
And here's where Ryan
Don't tell me
actually
another death.
calls him out.
Yeah. I knew it.
Do it.
Shulk I know doesn't just chicken out for any old reason.
This vision.
Look, I know it
Like
must
before.
suck for you to see
Kind
death
of.
all the time and feel like you can't do anything to help
Saw an
change it.
underground ether
But
river.
think about everybody
And
else.
Charon.
Think of how much of a downer you are to the party.
An ether river.
Watch, I love this line by Ryan.
That sword lets you see the future. All that power, and you still keep getting it wrong. Better to use my brain than my fists. Shulk, I may rush in head first, but at least my head's useful for something. Okay, okay.
Oh,
You're useless on your own. Shulk.
Damn.
That's why we're here.
Damn.
that was some.
Right.
Oh, he's not done yet.
Next
Oh
time you
my
have a vision,
God.
Tell us. We bear the burden together as a team.
Keep going. Keep going.
Ryan telling him like it is.
Yes.
Like, we'll change the future together. Got it? Got it.
Oof.
What was that? Say
I know he
like
brings
you
it back
mean
around to like
I got it,
friendship,
alright?
but
Next time I'll
that
tell
was some
you.
savage shit.
He's right, Shulk. You two saved Juju.
This is
once
why I really
before.
like
I
Ryan.
know we can do it again.
Ryan is the one person who could put
believe in
Shulk
you.
in his place.
Thanks. They're right. We'll
We
change what
saved
happens.
Juju once before, did
I
we
can see
though?
Juju in the
Did
other
we?
side.
We didn't.
Alright, so Tharon left us. He's like, y'all are moving too slow. Y'all talk too much.
I'll talk
Alright,
way
so
too
let me
damn
just get
much.
into battle with this guy, with this thing real quick.
Then we can actually save
So-
Juju.
So this center art right here is cool off, is what most party members have something useful there. Hers is literally taking time away for her to overheat her weapon. That's it. That's all it's good for.
Wasn't really looking.
Oh, come on. That's not fair.
So by the time she's actually gotten out any decent attacks, they're already dead. The other two have already taken care of it.
Kind of, and for stronger enemies, it just means that she's wasting time that she could be using to heal or attack.
So I guess she's useful if you want to play as a healer for the entire game.
Basically.
Which,
And even then, later in the game, especially late game, other characters have better ways to heal. So you don't really need her.
big oof.
Like right here, I'm just waiting, so I'm just gonna cool off.
She's like
I'm
a,
just waiting for her hearts.
she's like a
recover.
playable Kyrie.
Look at how long that took. Look at how long that took.
She's like a playable Kyrie.
Speaking of which, have you seen the announcement for that new Kingdom Hearts game?
I've heard.
They announced a new Kingdom Hearts
I know,
game.
but I heard it. I haven't seen it yet. Today has been kind of full. And yesterday was cleaning the house, so.
It's a rhythm game.
I mean, I'm not surprised. It took them 13 years to come out with another full-length game. It's gonna take them another 13 years, and in between, we're gonna get more like recoded and shit. Where we just
I'll bet you anything that just like everything else, this game, for as dumb and side spin-offy as it sounds, is gonna be 100% plot related.
Oh, absolutely. There hasn't been a single game that has not been relevant to the plot. They've tied in every single. They tied in the fucking mobile game, my dude. That's.
Well, speaking of which, they added more mobile stuff too.
Yeah, I did know about that.
You get to play as Xehanort now, before he became the Darkness dude.
Yeah, I love that Nomura's like, oh, this is the end of the Xehanort saga, except.
Oh, by the way, here's more Xehanort.
Yeah, except here's more Xehanort. It doesn't count if it's before the saga. It doesn't count.
The thing about
doesn't count if he was voiced by Drake Bell. Oh no, wait.
Hey yo, I gotta admit, Drake Bell did a decent job.
Wait.
Okay.
I'm forgetting now. Was Drake young Xehanort, or
Drake was young Xehanort? Yes.
was he?
But only for like one scene. I think. I may be wrong. I could be wrong.
Or was he Master Ericus?
I'll look it up right now.
No, he played the young version of
he
Master
was young.
Ericus.
He played young Master Ericus. That's right, because old Master Ericus was Mark Hamill.
Yes.
Surprisingly.
I mean, not really surprisingly. I'm only surprised that they were able to get him. And
Yeah,
even
that's kind of what I meant.
Oh, I gotcha. Even then, Mark Hamill's like a kick-ass dude. I'm sure it was an interesting project for him. Who was young Xehanort then? Let's see.
Young Xehanort is Benjamin Diskin.
You're right.
I freaking love Ben Diskin because he's probably one of the more active Kingdom Hearts voice actors in like social media and stuff. So he always does like voice stuff for young Xehanort and stuff. Like, what was it? The thing that they had him voice? Oh, they had him voice Sora's line where my friends are my power or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he voiced it as young Xehanort. He's like, my friends are my power. Really? You say this drivel kind of thing? And he starts like going off like, really? Is this really what you sound like, Sora? This is what you sound like. He's like, this is what you sound like.
I like the voice actors that are active in their community spaces.
Oh, I love that.
There's
Which is wild.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
No, go ahead.
You're
All right, fine. So I was gonna say that's why I love the Fire Emblem 3 houses, because every single voice actor is like hella good friends with each other, so they all are super active on social media about the game themselves.
Agreed. Then there's also like other like show and video game actors who are just kind of like funny on their own and doing their own things. Like obviously I could bring up Matt Mercer and Critical Role, Laura Bailey and all that. But J. Michael Tatum, also is pretty active in social media, particularly TikTok. I found out.
Yes, he is.
And his TikToks are really fucking funny.
What's the other voice actor that's on TikTok a lot? His name's like Brandon. Crap, what's his last name?
I'm pretty sure it's J. Michael Tatum's fiance, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, what
Brandon
is his name?
Fuck. I gotta
I'm looking it up.
Okay.
You focus on not sucking at saving Juju.
We'll see.
Brandon McInnes.
Yeah, that's it. Brandon McInnes. Oh, another unique monster. Sweet. So, one of my favorite TikToks from him is that he talks about this old story where he was like he was unqualified to be a translator, but they had him be a translator for anything at a school or something. And so he talked about, it was like, so they asked him, it's like, so what is your area do to prevent like teen pregnancy and stuff like that? And like the person talking was like said something about like doing abstinence or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, I didn't know the abstinence, so he had to. So he told this Japanese person in the nicest, most polite Japanese he could muster that in order to prevent pregnancies, we tell everyone to not make babies. Please do not make babies.
It's. I mean, he's not.
Please don't make babies.
He's not wrong. How do you prevent unwanted pregnancies? Just don't. Just don't. You know when you're thinking about having that baby?
Don't
just
you wish
don't.
that? I was about to say, don't you wish it could be that easy? Just be like, no.
Yes. Very much so.
Just look at the sperm. Damn, I didn't mean to kill myself. Just look at the baby inside you and be like, no.
Do you think there are animals that can do that? Like we are part of like this weird subspecies of mammal that can't do that. There are a lot of mammals and other animals that can do that.
Basically, just be like, no.
Yeah, they force terminate pregnancy, which sounds really harsh. It's just like they're pregnant and they can't like make it happen if they can't survive. Like being pregnant, if there's not enough resources, then their body absolutely just like they're not pregnant anymore.
Which, honestly, we could learn to evolve into.
I mean,
we
should. It'd be so much less of a hot like button issue if like that was just something that biologically was possible, you know? It wouldn't necessarily be a big deal. Just I don't want to be pregnant, so I'm not.
And then everyone lived happily ever after.
The end.
Alright, I'm done playing as Charlotte.
Yeah.
Charlotte, get back in the front.
Hate to see you go, love to watch you leave.
Now here's the thing, Charlotte falls into that unfortunate circumstance of being a female in a game that gets forgotten.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there's another female in the party member in the game that you get later on that doesn't do that and is actually very relevant and a very good party member as well. So,
alright.
To the point that she's actually a lot of people's favorite character.
To be determined. I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, we're not gonna get to her for a while.
Yeah. All right. Well, at least they have good twink representation. Really out here thriving.
They are. Shulk's happy, at least.
Yeah, for all the death and atrocities that he foresees, like he still seems like a pretty upbeat dude. You know, when he's not victim blaming like theft victims.
I mean, to be fair, the entire reason they're on this quest in the first place is for revenge. And he makes no effort to hide that.
Here, the central pit.
Because like I said, at the beginning of the game, they talked about Dunban, who was the person who used Shulk's sword beforehand. His sister, who was also Shulk and Ryan's best friend, got killed in the original attack on Colony 9 at the beginning of the game.
Fuck.
And that's the entire reason they're on this. That's the entire reason they're on this.
Ready to mash some mech on.
On this quest here. It's to literally just get revenge for their best friend.
Just hold on.
And also Shulk's not girlfriend, because they obviously it was one of those they obviously like each other, but they didn't say anything. They never admitted it. You should honestly go and just watch that scene just so you could have context. I mentioned it in one of my parts, but it's one of my favorite scenes in the entire game. And it's actually what got me to keep playing, because I got this game, I got introduced to this game by the music, because I heard like people on Twitter, like Let's Players and stuff like that, talk about this game, because this game wasn't originally localized in the US. It was a Japan-only game, and then a year later it got localized in Europe, but there were no plans to bring it to the US. And so there was like this big ass online campaign to convince convince Nintendo to localize it over here. And they eventually did a year after that. So 2 years after its original release in Japan, it got released here in the US. And so I kept hearing people talk about it when it first got released here. And they were saying nothing but great things about the game. Like, it's all good, the plot, characters, music, and everything. So I started looking up the music because I didn't want to get spoiled by anything.
Right.
And the music of this game is fantastic, I'll say that much. It's composed by there's actually certain music here that's made by Yoko Shimomura. This is the only game in the Xenoblade franchise that she has any involvement with.
Huh.
But she does have some music in here, along with other composers like Ace, the group Ace, Kenji Yamamoto, Manami Kyoto. I don't know what other games or other stuff they worked on besides Xenoblade, but I know them from Xenoblade. But anyway, so that's how I got introduced to this game. So I was like, when I had a chance to buy it, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get it. I got paid that weekend, so I bought this game at a marked up price because it was discontinued at that point. It only saw a limited release in the US.
Yeah.
So I bought it and I started playing it, and I played through the first part of the game, which is just like running around the original colony and doing like some quests and doing like small story stuff. I was like, okay, this game seems fun. And then I got to the major story point where the Mechon attacked the colony and then the best friend died, and I'm like, I must play through the rest of this game to know how this ends because it can't end like this.
All right, I'll definitely watch that before the next stream. I'll like take us after this. I'll take a second to watch that scene just to get some context, because I really do appreciate games like that. If you can get invested from the beginning in the character's quest, then the rest of the story, you'll forgive all manner.
And the thing is, the best friend was a playable character. So when you first get the game, if you know absolutely nothing about the game, you're like, okay, so you got 3 party members here.
No.
And then the game is like, and again, this game does a really good job, like you've seen from the cutscenes and stuff and the dialogue. This game does a pretty good job of like showing relationships between the characters through dialogue and stuff, and stuff like that. So you can really, they did a really good job of showing through the first part of the game how good friends the 3 of them are. And then you get to that scene, and I'm like, ooh. I felt the same as Shulk. I'm like, I have to go kill this Mechon now, 100%.
It's like when they kill Shadow in Shadow of the Colossus. Oh no! Spoilers. Spoilers for a different game.
Oh,
this reminds me of a Halo map.
It kind of does have that feeling just because of how mechanical and otherworldly it looks.
It kind of reminds me of the Hang 'em High map from the first game, a little bit. Or at least it did when we were across the gorge.
It's the weird slanted architecture.
Yeah.
That's why. I think that's what it is.
It was
the mechanical slanted architecture.
It was a long bridge between the gorge and the mechanical architecture. It reminded me of the Hang 'em High.
Right. Yeah, that's right. By the way, you mentioned Shadow of the Colossus. The only thing I think of there is freaking Aaron and the Game Grumps.
Oh, when he didn't tell, Dan.
He's like. So what do you think? So what do you think of the horse?
He like specifically pointed out. How did Dan not suspect something at that point?
That's what I was thinking. It's like, oh, is that why you were telling me? Oh, you suck. You suck. I felt bad. I was like, no.
I felt bad too, but like, to be fair, having Danny react to things in video games that everybody else knows that he doesn't is probably one of the best things that happens. Like the Zelda Sheik twist. Did you see that one?
I have not. I did not see.
Okay, well they played Ocarina of Time, and it got to the point where it's revealed that Sheik is Zelda.
Yeah.
Somehow, Danny didn't know. This game, like, it's been 20 years at least, and Danny did not know that Sheik was Zelda, and it was just the purest reaction. He was just like, "Oh, what? Where's Sheik? Wait, Sheik is Zelda? Are you serious? Sheik is Zelda? Are you shitting all over both of my nuts?" Yeah, it was a freak out moment, and it was just really fucking good. I wish I were that pure about video games.
Oh man, there's so much stuff I know about video games that I haven't even played just because of how much stuff I watch.
You know what is actually like been a treat for me? I went back and watched the Final Fantasy remake playthroughs videos, and here's a confession: I've never played Final Fantasy VII.
I had only made it to a certain point in the original before playing remake, and even so, I haven't finished 7. And even then, I started playing the original 7 last year. So
Yeah, it was.
Until then, I had never played 7
Yeah,
either.
it was. I mean, as you know, it was out for both of us. For me, I didn't. We were broke. I didn't have the console to play it. And then when I did have the console to play it,
Same.
like, I didn't want to. Like at that point, it was already. I think at that point, it was already solidified in video game lore. And so I just got the basics of the game, and I was like, yeah, okay, I know enough to like chat about it casually in conversation. But so I'm actually quite enjoying. I'm enjoying the remake for multiple reasons. One, it's beautiful, and two, like I actually get to like see the game.
How far are you in the playthroughs that you've seen?
Because
I've been streaming that game on later days of the week.
I know. Let's see. I think I watched. Why am I thinking? I can just look right now. I keep forgetting that there is a computer in front of me and not a screen. All right. So I've gotten up to. I didn't watch the ones from last week, I can tell you that. I got to Sector 6, I think.
Sector 6. Okay, so Orphanage, I think?
Yeah, that's familiar.
Yeah. Okay, so you haven't gotten to the big... Do you know anything about 7?
I know literally the one thing, and that is Aerith. And what happens. I know the one thing, because that's all anybody who talks about the game will ever talk about is like the biggest thing that happens in that game.
Basically, yes. But no, that's not what I'm talking about. The remake doesn't even get to that point anyways.
Wow, really?
So basically, they're going to release the entirety of 7 in like parts because they're expanding the entire story. So a lot of stuff that you're watching in the remake wasn't even in the original game.
See, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, like the difference between remakes and remasters. Like, thank God this game took forever to come out, because if they had just, like, they could have just remastered it years ago, but clearly they were working on something special. Yeah. And now we got it. And
it's so fun to play too. Like it's the learning curve is weird because the battle system's so different. Like I've been wanting to. It has a very similar control scheme to Kingdom Hearts. So I've been wanting to play like a Kingdom Hearts game, and I've been getting my ass handed to me.
That's what it looks like.
Because you don't play it like a Kingdom Hearts game.
Like it's similar enough.
You can't mash. You have to be patient.
It's just different enough. Yeah, but I mean, at least it's not turn-based.
Yeah, it's not.
I do remember playing some of the other Final Fantasy games. Like Final Fantasy 3 is probably, like, story-wise, it was really nice. I know it's not people's favorite in the series, but like I liked it.
Have you ever played Bravely Default?
Yes, I have. It's probably one of the only turn-based RPGs that I can get behind besides Pokemon.
It's basically the same story, only Bravely Default obviously takes a lot more, makes it a lot better. But it's basically the same story of like activate the 4 crystals to defeat like the darkness and whatever.
Yeah, that's probably,
And it's 4 party members. To the point where Bravely Default is considered a spiritual successor to 3.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, and I can get behind it too.
But yeah, so before 7, I'd only played 3, 4, and 6.
Okay.
So I like 3. I think 4 is really good. I think 3 is just try to do too much in terms of like the job system, and it didn't really.
I don't think it had
solidify that.
Like, I think you're right. Like Bravely Default accomplished what 3 couldn't, and I wonder if that was just.
There you go.
I wonder if that was the team or if it was just the era that it was made in. You know what I mean?
I want to say it's the era. Because I think they had a lot of good ideas, they just couldn't implement them the way they wanted
Yeah, and back then when you had a lot of good ideas but couldn't implement them, you ended up implementing shitty ideas. And a lot of them. Oh, speaking of
But
shitty
yeah,
games that have a
so-
lot of shitty ideas implemented in them, Sonic. I just watched the Sonic
Oh
movie.
no. What'd you think?
I loved it.
It's so
Actually,
good,
it was
isn't it?
so good. I didn't expect it to be terrible with everyone telling me how good it was, but like it was so charming. I was not expecting to like it that much. Like I cheered at the like post-credit scene.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, yes. And the thing is that they didn't bring him like any of the original actors or voice actors for any of the characters, particularly Sonic. But they did bring it back for Tails.
Yeah, I thought so too. Like I was like, wow, they got someone really
got-
good for that. And then I checked the casting.
They got Colleen
like,
O'Shaughnessy.
wow. Okay, but Ben Schwartz
They
did.
got Colleen O'Shaughnessy.
Ben Schwartz did an amazing job as Sonic, though.
Oh yes, 100%. I freaking loved his character
Like,
in the entire thing. Like,
it's not the same
They
as-
kept Sonic true to who Sonic
Exactly.
is.
It's not the same as Ezio, but it was damn good. I would love
Roger.
a voice swap. I would love to play a Sonic game where he voiced Sonic like Ezio, and I would love to remake Assassin's Creed with Ezio's lines dubbed with Sonic's voice.
Does Ezio just sound like a freaking Roger Craig Smith just with a deeper voice?
Have you never played Assassin's Creed?
I have not.
Okay. I mean, yeah, he sounds kind of suave. If I'm gonna be real, like with how to describe his voice. Like he's a smooth talking Italian man. Like he's very.
Did they give him an Italian accent?
Yes, kind of. Like it's set. I mean, it's set in that era in the area of the era of the Borgias. So yeah, he has a little bit of an Italian accent without it being like ridiculous. He has that lilt to his voice, but yes, it's a very deep voice versus chili dogs. Whoa! But it's the same voice actor.
No copyright strike in the world is gonna stop me. Still one of my favorite lines. Nothing will ever beat that.
I would just like to hear him voice act just the one line that I love Ezio for, because it's just his catchphrase, just "Requiescat in pace." I would just love to hear.
Requiescat in
Yeah,
pace.
exactly. Exactly. I just think that would be.
Hey, what language is
I'd
this?
buy
Oh,
that
French?
DLC. DLC pack. They've just replaced all the voice. They've just replaced all the voice packs with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Who gave Sonic the microphone?
Oh my god.
I could just imagine Eggman. Who gave Sonic the microphone, and why is he all of a sudden Italian?
I would love if they didn't even make the Italian voice. If it was just Sonic the Hedgehog. If it was just this Italian man going around killing people, but when he opens his mouth, it's Sonic. That would be, I think, the ideal video game. I'd give up Skyrim for that.
He sneaks up behind somebody, and they turn around, and the last thing they hear before he kills them, "Gotta go fast!"
Exactly.
Oh man.
Hey, Leonardo da Vinci, do you have any chili dogs? Whoa. Do not fear the darkness, but welcome its embrace.
Oh man.
Wow, these things are just never ending, are they? I mean, we are in their territory, aren't we?
Yeah, this place is full of them.
I guess that makes. I mean, that's like. Yeah, I mean that's like going to Marin County and just being like, "Wow, these rich people, they just are never ending, huh?"
Basically. And then once you get through them and you think you've seen the last of them, just one more pops up at the end.
Just
And
around
you're
the
like,
corners.
"God damn it!
Oh God!
I didn't see you there."
Yeah, is that
Sorry.
avocado toast? Shit. Nice.
I've never actually had avocado toast.
You know what? not to be super white, but it is actually quite delicious. And it's a good breakfast. It makes you feel good about yourself. Like, not that any of us really eat breakfast a whole hell of a lot, but if I do eat breakfast, if it's something like greasy sausages or a pound of bacon or some shit like that, like it tastes good, but does it feel good? No.
I'm actually not that big of a fan of bacon. Like, I've seen those pictures circulating where it's like, get rid of one and it's like donuts and 3 other things. I don't remember what they are, and one of them is bacon. I'm like, sorry, bacon, you have to go. I like the other stuff too much.
That's fair. I'm a big fan of bacon. I think actually, if that were like the options, donuts or bacon, I definitely give up donuts. But that's because I'm not a huge fan of sweets. But that's just it. It's just
Neither am I, but donuts are a special kind of breed.
I can't with them, man. Like, I get sick on them too easy. I gotta have, if I'm having donuts, I gotta have a donut. And that's about it for me. That's all I can take. Just wrecking shop. Love to see it.
Yeah, with Shulk,
love to see it.
With Shulk, there's no issue, and I'm also like kind of over leveled for this point.
Side quests.
Like to the
It's like that meme. Have you seen the meme of like the Terminator and the girl hiding under the desk? I
have not.
Oh my god. I'll text it to you. But basically, it's a Terminator like holding a gun and a little girl cowering under a desk, and the meme is the Terminator, me having done all the side quests, the little girl, the first boss.
Actually, I think I have seen that.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh man.
And it adequately
100%.
describes how I play video games.
Another thing, I think I mentioned this last time I streamed, but another thing they added was this expert mode where you can actually level up or level down your character. So if you're like, I'm having too easy of a time, let me drop my level so I can have a little bit more of a challenge. You can actually do that.
I remember that, like, on the first stream I joined in on. I think that's a really, really cool feature, because sometimes it's just not fun to be so jacked.
To be so overpowered.
To be just awesomely ribbled.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, there's a time and place for it. Sometimes it's like, it's super fun to just bulldoze through everything. And other times like, okay,
yeah,
I'm
if you're
bored.
grinding,
I kind of want to try.
if you're grinding, or if you have to do like lower level plot quests, like it's fine to be overpowered because then you do it quickly. God, so we know that doesn't kill you.
I told you.
What was that, like 100 feet? So
wait, who am I targeting? What the hell am I? Why am I targeting you?
So I feel like that drop was more like let's say like 300, 400 feet that Ryan died. So that was up, and the one that you just did was about 100 feet. So 100 feet takes off about a quarter of your health.
Quarter, half, a little bit, somewhere around there.
So theoretically, you could drop like 350 feet and you would be mostly dead, but still slightly alive.
Theoretically. I've tested it out many times, but I still don't know, like...
You haven't applied the
Yes, I fall off a lot of cliffs in this game.
applied the scientific method to it. You don't have your little notepad
No,
out
I'm
there,
not.
just like, alright, so that attempt we find... Nah.
Have you seen those death battle videos from
No,
Screwtech?
what?
Or formerly Screwtech?
Nuh-uh.
There's a YouTube series called Death Battle where they like pit 2 characters from like different comic universes or different video game universes or whatever, or animes, and they pit them together and they actually like go through the science of how strong they are.
Like they're the type of people they break down.
It's like they're able to destroy an entire asteroid, which means they can produce this many joules of energy. Blah,
right,
blah, blah.
it's glorified
like,
Batman versus Superman,
damn.
but they actually like get nitty gritty with it. Oh, that's so sick! I love
exactly.
that.
And it's actually really interesting and really cool. And then they animate the entire battle.
Ooh. Now that's cool.
So it's like it's
Wait,
a good thing to watch.
Did they guest star
like
in Red versus Blue at one point? Because I know they either guest starred or somebody did an homage to that. Like they were doing that for them, because in a season of Red versus
Maybe.
Blue, they actually did have that. Like they had a Tex versus Agent Wyoming breakdown of like stats and abilities, and then they animated a fight between the two of them.
Maybe. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure. It might be the same guy.
I miss Red versus Blue. Not that it's not still going. I just haven't watched like the last 2 seasons, and every time I think about catching up, I'm like, ugh, but there's so much.
I have not watched Red versus Blue at all.
Man, all these amazing cultural references I'm dropping that just go unappreciated.
I need to watch more stuff. I'm just saying. I'm more of a video game person. I'm trying to become more of a TV anime person.
I mean, to be fair, I don't watch anime anymore either, as discussed. And TV's not a huge thing of mine either, but it used to be. Most of my that's why I said I missed it, because I don't watch a lot of TV lately, or movies, or shows, just like web shows. I don't know why. I used to a lot. I think maybe I binged too much, and now I'm taking like a substantial sabbatical.
You burned yourself out.
Probably. I mean, I did watch 13 seasons of Red vs. Blue in one go.
Damn.
Yeah. To be fair, it's all on Netflix. Well, not all, but most of it.
Is it? I should probably watch that then.
Yeah, I recommend it. If you want to hang out.
I am that meme where it says like, there are so many all these great shows that I need to watch. Watches the same show again for the 15th time.
Say hello to my Netflix history. Fucking Parks and Recreation. Like the same 3 comedy specials. Shit. It's just background noise sometimes too, though, like, right? Like,
yeah.
You don't really want to watch anything, but you can't stand the silence of your own thoughts, so you gotta put something on.
Oh, 100%. That's what normal TV is for me now. We still have satellite cable, so that's what normal TV is now. Like, I'll put on freaking some movie that's on TV, or MTV is all ridiculousness marathons now, so I'll just put ridiculousness on as background noise. So that's what I do. And because if I'm gonna go out of my way to watch Netflix, generally it's something I want to watch, and even then I end up like half watching it because it's something I've already seen. Like, I've seen Yu-Gi-Oh for like 8 times already now. The entire series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like 8
I mean,
times.
yo, if they put Yu Yu Hakusho on Netflix, then that would just be immediately.
It is on Hulu.
I know, but Hulu's. I have Hulu, but it's so much harder to stream. For whatever reason, I have issues with Hulu. Like, it'll stream some things perfectly fine for me. Like, there's a show on there, Letterkenny, that I really like. I have no issue streaming Letterkenny, but then if I try to stream Futurama, it always breaks it up in the weirdest way, and so I can't really like sit down and watch.
Breaks it up, you mean by ads?
No,
or?
I have the ad free. Like, it just my it's like, sorry, there's an error in playing back this title.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, and so I get the same thing. I mean, I have Yu Yu Hakusho on my computer, though, so really I'm complaining about nothing. I could watch it at any time. I would just have to load it up. I don't know. I don't know. Okay?
That makes absolutely no sense now.
I
was with you until you're like, oh, I actually have it. I don't need it on Netflix.
It's not on my computer physically. It's on my hard drive, which I would have to plug into my laptop, and then I would have to load it into VLC. And it's just so much work. That's like a whole 3 minutes of work, Caesar.
Those 3 minutes are valuable. I gotta do
3 minutes of my valuable time here on Earth, of which I am doing nothing, so. Yu Yu Hakusho is good. Recommended.
I've seen parts of it. Kevin was watching it recently, so I would like join him for a few episodes. So I haven't seen like the full thing, but I know like a lot of the arcs and how they end and stuff.
Definitely, like, I mean, it's I wouldn't say it's the power of friendship kind of anime, but it definitely is. It definitely is that kind of anime.
Yeah.
But it's you know, guys being dudes and fighting, just beating the shit out of each other.
100%.
I appreciate the
This
hell
is
out
where
of
I'm
it.
supposed to go.
On a darker note, they put Hannibal on Netflix, and I personally am excited about that. It's kind of a niche interest that not many people were into, but I'm hoping that with it being on Netflix, more people watch it and they can bring it back.
Is Silence of the Lambs also on Netflix, or is it just Hannibal?
Hannibal, the TV show.
Oh, the TV
Yeah.
show. I'm over here thinking the movie.
I mean, the movie might be. I've never looked. So that is one that I've never looked because I have movies. So, but the TV show, I also have on disc. I don't need it to be on Netflix to watch Hannibal, but I'm hoping that now that they've brought it, because it's been off the air for shit. Started in 2013, ended, I think the last premiere date was in 2016. It's been like 4 years. Yeah, it's
Damn.
been like 4 years since it's been on any sort of like television or streaming, because they had the rights to it expired like years later.
Oh, it was one of those.
Like they had NBC had the rights to it, and that didn't expire for a while. And then once they didn't have the rights to it, it was finding someone to pick it up. And finally, Netflix has it.
Ow.
And I mean, Netflix brought Arrested Development back, so
I mean, it was kind of like the Brooklyn Nine-Nine thing, where it was going to get canceled until they found a different
outlet for it, yeah.
outlet for it.
And it's gorgeous, man. Like it's weird, and it's like a gory 80s art film.
Interesting.
But I was super into it, and I felt like it didn't get enough appreciation because it was on NBC. Who fucking watches NBC? Like,
Just tune into Channel 3.
exactly, the only reason I watched it was because I've been a fan of the book series for such a long time that I was like, hell yeah, I'm into this. I'll check it out.
Another series that got saved the same way as freaking Lucifer,
Yes, that's right.
which I binge watched on Netflix a few months
I've
ago.
been meaning to. I've seen the
And
first.
I gotta say, I'm a
I've
fan.
seen the first 2 episodes, and I really, really liked it. And then I don't remember why I didn't continue binging it. I think it was like at work. Somebody recommended me something.
And
at
there
work.
he goes.
Hey.
Ryan, don't follow him.
Alright,
Ryan,
well-
don't follow him.
Bye. Oh, I'm just.
Ryan almost ran off the
I'm
cliff
still
after
waiting
him.
for him to like take one step back. All it takes, and he's fucking toast. Okay,
Okay, it's fine.
we're good. We're good.
Yeah. But yeah, Lucifer is actually really good. You should keep watching it. It just got renewed. They're working on season 5, and it got pitched for season 6.
That's
So-
good.
So the weird thing is that it did 3 seasons on cable TV, and then they brought it back for the 4th season on Netflix.
See, that's what I'm saying.
And then when they announced-
Netflix is the saver of shows.
At this point, yes. But the weird thing is that it was originally they originally stated that season 5 was going to be the final season, and they were going to wrap up everything at that point. And then they announced season 6 happening.
Oh, that's dangerous, though. Some shows better when they've ended,
Oh yeah.
like Supernatural.
So I'm just curious where it's going to go. Hey, at least Supernatural finally ended at some point.
Has it? Has it actually?
Yeah, Supernatural.
Has
ended.
it though?
Has
Has it though? Are you sure about
Well,
that?
I can't predict the future, Alex.
I was there. I was there, Caesar, when they said this is the final season. Season 4, final season.
And here we are, 12 seasons
Here
later.
we are.
Season 25. Actually, I don't know how
This
many
is
seasons
the
it
show
was.
that never ends.
I fucking love that TikTok, by the way.
Fuck. So yeah, it's. I hope that they don't do to that. I pray that they don't do to Lucifer what they did to Supernatural, but I doubt they will. I think Supernatural is an anomaly. We haven't really seen that happen with any other show. Not it going past its prime, I mean like that many seasons past its prime.
Yeah. The only TV show I can think of is The Simpsons. The Simpsons have been on for fucking ever.
God, 1980, like...
The Simpsons are older than I am. They're older than we are.
I mean, yeah. 1989? Yeah, 1989.
I think so.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, so there's that. There are some soap operas that lasted a long time. I just don't remember which one.
I mean, there's some that are still going on. The longest running TV show is a soap opera. I'm trying to remember if it was General Hospital or was it? Ah, God.
Is it General Hospital?
I
want to say it was a different soap opera, but I'm not entirely sure, honestly. They like blend in at some point.
Well, let's find out. Longest running scripted U.S. primetime television series. Oh, well, that's primetime. That's not going to be. That doesn't count.
Who cares about prime time?
Primetime is supposed to be. Okay. So The Simpsons is on this list.
Of course it is.
Oh, so actually the first episode was 1989, but The Simpsons started as a series of strange short films airing on the Tracy Ullman Show in 1987.
So it's one of those things where like, kind of like the Fairly Odd Parents and stuff that actually originated from a different show entirely and just branched out into its own thing.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Interesting. That's actually something I did not know about The Simpsons.
Me either, and I think that's...
The more you know.
That's kind of cool. That you could get like, I mean that's, I'm sure that's how they break into some shows back in the day. You know, you pitch your show, you pitch your little short, and if people like it, you can maybe get picked up.
Yeah.
Interesting. Gunsmoke. In 1955, as television was beginning to tighten its grip on the public consciousness, CBS launched a new drama series about a lawman in Dodge City, Kansas, inspired by a popular radio show that began its run in 1952. Gunsmoke followed the adventures of lawman Marshall Matt Dillon and was one of the first major Western dramas for adults to hit the medium. It would soon become one of the most important shows in television history. Well, okay, X to doubt on that one. I've never heard of it.
I think I've seen it on TV.
I'm sure
like,
we have, but like... The most important TV shows in television history? Are you sure? MASH exists, my dude. It didn't take it off the air until 1975. Okay, so that's a 25-year-old show.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Law and Order Special Victims Unit's getting up there though too.
Oh yes. It's on season 20 now.
It is. That one was like 1999.
It is on season. Yeah, it's a more recent case of this.
So really, that's just Jesus. So
You
20.
bitch.
If SVU goes to 2024, it could overtake it.
It's almost there.
Yeah.
Doesn't got that much longer to go. I stopped watching.
Yeah.
I stopped watching like around season 16.
Well, I mean, although I guess The Simpsons has already overtaken it then, because that if it was 1989, technically 1987, that's over 30 years.
Yeah, it's 33 if we're going to 87,
Yeah.
31. So yeah, so technically, but I think they're separating like. animated
Oh my
series.
God, NCIS is still going?
It is.
No way.
Though I hear more about NCIS LA than I do normal NCIS.
That's true.
They promote the LA one more than the original.
I
now.
mean, yeah, because Tony's gone and Ziva's gone, and I guess Ziva's back, but all the original people cycled out, except for Mark Harmon, except for Gibbs.
Yeah, the Gibbs is never.
Show
gonna leave.
began its 17th season in the fall of 2019. 2 successful spin-off series set in Los Angeles and New Orleans. I liked NCIS New Orleans.
I never saw New Orleans. I've seen LA and I saw the original. I've never seen New
My
Orleans.
my family was big into NCIS because they're I mean, they're conservative white people, so that's exactly the kind of show that we watched. But my gran in particular, my gran really loved New Orleans. I have no idea why. She has no connection to the city, but it was just like her favorite show. She loved the aesthetic of it. She loved the characters. So if I caught her watching NCIS, it was almost always NCIS New Orleans. Of course, Doctor Who's on here.
Doctor Who is a weird case because it's basically a reboot every time.
Doctor Who is a weird case because it took like a 20-year break.
And then it came back and it's still as popular as ever.
Stephen Moffat got his claws into it and just... Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
That's another show that I haven't seen all that much.
Let's take out rage on this thing. Vicariously take out my rage on this thing. I can't talk about Doctor Who that much. I would get angry.
Really?
Yeah, so I was big into Doctor Who for a long time. And I guess the best way to put it is that, I mean, when it was rebooted, it started with Russell T Davies was the showrunner for the first reboot back in the 2000s with the 9th Doctor. Then when it got to the 10th Doctor, Stephen Moffat became the showrunner at some point. Like, Russell T Davies was still for a little bit, but then it turned over to Stephen Moffat, and then the 11th Doctor is where he really went buck wild. Is like, I'm in control of the show now. And the best way I can put it is that Stephen Moffat is a very good episode writer.
But not a good, like, series
He
writer?
fucking sucks at series, dude. He has no sense of how to create an overarching plot. Plot holes are disregarded, or like, he thinks he's so clever. That's his biggest fault to me, is that he will disregard a plot hole but also mention it in a way, and then like act like he's so clever for not explaining shit. I'll give you an example too, because nobody thinks I'm talking out of my ass. So he was also the one who made Sherlock, right?
Right.
And there was that third season where it's revealed that Sherlock didn't actually jump off the roof and kill himself. It was all faked. And everybody in between the second and third season, the fans came up with a bunch of theories as to how he did it, right? And in the first episode of the third season, he doesn't really explain it. It's more just reintegrating him back into the show, and people like have different theories. Like they even put different theories of how we could have done it into the show, and different characters give their own ideas. At the end, Sherlock tells a character how he did it, how he faked his death, right? And it's this...
what's the bullshit explanation?
It was this ridiculously long, drawn-out, it was just crazy. It was a coordinated... It was basically like everybody on that city block were actors, and except for his best friend John. Like, he had to trick John into thinking that he had killed himself. So everybody around him in a coordinated effort helped him. Oh shit, cutscene. So I was looking at a list and I came back here.
Alive.
Oh, it's right here. Is he alive,
He's alive.
though?
He's still alive.
There you go.
Oh boy.
But don't think he will be for long.
Oh.
As for the others,
Oh, I don't think he will be for long.
I just couldn't help myself.
Oof.
I ate them all up.
I'm still wondering why. Oh my god, that was the worst surprised face.
Talking about Tharon?
Yeah.
Will be.
Ah!
And if
Is essentially what that face was.
the brat will make a
Oh my gosh.
I love Zord.
I'm Zord, your host tonight.
So, like,
Sword.
murderer! Yeah, alright.
That's what they Can't say that I remember it myself.
What's he talking about?
Oh yes, it's good to see fresh meat on the table. These colony folk just
Damn, this is some like dark ass shit.
100%.
Gado. The others.
Ugh.
come on, boys.
Yeah, they're all dead.
Yeah, all the weird thing is that blood is denoted in black in this game for some reason.
Stop.
I guess to keep their age rating down. So all those black spots you see on the floor are actually blood spots.
That's kind of grosser. But it does. Oh man, that's horrible.
And then Charlotte said,
She's had fucking enough.
and then Charlotte said, "Fuck you."
Yeah, she
Yep.
has had enough.
Get behind me.
God, all those black spots are blood. This is a fucking slaughterhouse.
Well, basically
it
all the
basically is,
soldiers
yeah.
from Colony 6. Yeah, it's all the soldiers from basically Colony 6.
Again, we still don't have an explanation yet as to why they eat people, right? Like, it's just
They haven't said anything. It's just something they do at this point.
okay. I didn't want to think I missed it because I'm still.
Nah.
Because right now it's very Attack on Titan, where like they do it and you don't know why. There's no reason for them to.
Have you seen the latest season of Attack on Titan?
I have not.
It's the same as before.
No, you haven't seen season 3 yet?
I don't even think I got through
Oh, okay.
season 2.
Okay. So season 3 actually explained a lot of stuff about the Titans. Inflict break during a chain attack. Gotta try to.
Boy, all right.
Yeah. So again, the Monado doesn't work on Zord, so you have to basically attack the smaller enemies so that you can charge up your party gauge and then use a chain attack on Zord, which is what actually does damage to him.
I mean, at least you can actually do damage this time around.
Yeah. Damn it, I missed. That's fine.
Oh, but essentially, like the Sherlock, the thing that riles me up is that everybody for years, because it took years in between season 2 and 3 coming out, and fans had all these theories, and Sherlock gives like basically the most ridiculous and ridiculously complicated way that he could have possibly survived the fall, and then leaves implying that he's actually lying.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like he tells this fantastical tale about how he survived the fall, and then the character he tells it to starts picking it apart and is like, wait, that doesn't make any sense, and here's why.
But
And like you're left like and he just leaves and you're left to assume that he was actually lying about that too. And they never ever revisit it. It is never brought back as to how, like, whether he was telling the truth or not. You're left to assume that he wasn't, and they just never explain how he survived the fall. Because it's more
so dumb.
more fun that way. It's not. It's lazy. You couldn't come up with
you couldn't come up with a reason he escaped, so you're just like, I'll just make it mysterious and never reveal it. kind of
yeah,
thing.
but he, like, you can tell it's the way he writes series and ignores all these plot lines. It's the most like it's the most like it's almost masturbatory. You can feel how proud he is of his own writing, and it sucks. There's some like good moments, but overall, when you try to tie a plot line together, it sucks. And he did that with Doctor Who. And it's a little bit more egregious when it's Doctor Who because you have like 50 years of cultural like importance attached to that show. Like there's history there and lore. And I'm not saying that they don't retcon things in the show because it was never I don't think it was ever expected to be what it is.
Right.
But he was also in charge of writing the Doctor Who 50th anniversary special. And
let me guess, that didn't go well.
well, I guess it was entertaining, but it was one of those things where it was just Stephen Moffat's master jerk-off section. It was, how can I rewrite this entire, like, how can I leave my mark on this show? I know, I'll rewrite one of the most important mechanics of the show. and that'll just be it from now on. Anybody who takes the show after me is gonna have to follow my rules, and it's.
Oh Lord.
That's actually the point where I kind of stopped watching the show. I heard good things about the show after he left and was given over to other people, and there were better doctors, and I just couldn't bring myself. He'd already left his mark on the show in a fairly significant way. This is like that scene in Alien. Aliens, I should say.
I have to believe they got. I have to believe they got a little bit of inspiration from that.
I'd have to almost expect him to say, "Not my daughter, you bitch."
Don't do it.
They don't curse in this game.
At this rate,
They do not.
even if we save Juju, Atharon's gonna be.
Nintendo.
You see a vision you don't like? We'll change the future.
You can't save
They
everybody.
gotta keep that. They gotta keep that rated T.
Yeah. I don't know if it's different for video games, but have you heard that at least in movies you can have like one F-bomb and still be PG-13?
Yeah, you're allowed one F-bomb.
Yes.
That's wild to me.
That's it.
It's weird that it's so specific. It's like you could only have one.
Use it
So you
wisely.
better make it count.
Yeah.
I remember reading about the Deadpool theory people have. It's like, have him come into the freaking Avengers thing and just have on a PG-13 movie and just have someone else take us, and then have someone else take us F-bomb away at the very end.
That would be amazing.
And just be like, no, we could only use one of those. I was supposed to use it.
He would too.
Wake up!
Leave the rest to us.
Oh, Juju fucking dead.
Hang in there, you old fool.
I mean, he's not.
He's not eating, so he's still
He's
alive.
not, but like, he kind of dead. He's never gonna be okay after this. Like, even if he lives, the trauma of this is going to. Damn you, old man! Oh shit!
I don't know what kind of crane this is, but I want it.
Yeet!
He's just freaking geeked that cable.
Oof!
What a shot!
Got him.
Boy, we can change our destinies.
Oh boy!
Atharon, you won't die here. Not today.
You were saying?
I don't know what I was saying anymore. That was just awesome.
No, not you. I was saying Shulk.
Oh god. Oh, remember your screen is like 2 or 3 seconds ahead of me.
Yeah, it's 2 seconds ahead.
Which is just enough to be behind on the dialogue and the visuals when it comes to a cutscene. Like when you're actually playing the game, it doesn't make that big of a difference.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to react at least slightly today.
Eh.
It won't be long now, my friends. But not before.
I freaking love this track that's playing behind the scene, though. It's called Crisis, and it's one of my favorite tracks of the game.
This is for the people of Colony 6.
I love his entire demeanor right now is like, just enjoy hell and tell him who sent you.
Exactly. Atharon is a badass for as irritating he can be sometimes.
But
When you see the devil, tell him I'm a-coming. I mean, the yoink was still there. I can't remember the actual word for it. Oh, yeah. See?
And this is why you tell people your visions, Shulk.
Ugh. Yeah, after, like, talking to him about it, he didn't actually share what the vision was, did he?
That was close.
You'll hear him explain it right now.
Oh, my God.
You want to hurry up? My arm's about ready to drop off.
Is that really the time for it, though?
Thank you.
Save the thanks for Shulk and his vision. As soon as I saw an ether river, I knew this had to be the
Ugh.
place.
There, Ryan said it right there.
That's fair. Yeah, very Halo map.
Juju, you're safe now.
Now I kind of just want to play Halo.
You and me can make anything happen.
Too bad.
I haven't.
You were right.
I never finished Halo 4's campaign mode. I really should do that.
Really?
Yeah, I only played like the first like hour of it.
I mean, given all the things in this playthrough alone that we've talked about that you've never done, I don't know why I'm surprised by that.
I couldn't have done it without you guys.
Considering 4 was not the best in the series by far.
I keep hearing it's like 2 or 3. That's like the best one.
Yeah, the best one is whichever one you personally enjoyed the most.
That is true. That is true.
For me, I'd probably say that was 3. Or, honest to God, I loved Halo Reach. Okay, I know it's not part of the Master Chief Collection, but Halo Reach is a very special place in my heart.
Never played it.
That's fine. Just you never you connect so much with the characters and with your own character and your place in the team. Except for Cat. Fuck Cat. For reasons we won't get into. Woman driver.
There's a freight elevator on the next level. From there,
but
it's an easy route out of the mine.
nah, everybody, you're part of this team, and you're kind of on the outside looking in for a little bit. They don't fully accept you, and you become accepted, and you start watching people drop, and as you slowly like start to piece together what's going on here. And spoiler alert for Halo Reach. By the end of it, you die. There's no happy ending. There's no getting off the planet. The final part of the game is you and a flood of aliens and however long you can hold them off.
Damn.
Like, and it doesn't stop. If you're really good, I guess you can prolong it, but that's literally all it does. Eventually you are overrun. There's nothing else you can do, and you die, and that's the end of the game. Everybody you've come to care for is dead, and you were the last line of defense, and then you die. And it just, it still guts me.
Damn.
You have no idea how, like, I went insane playing that game. Definition of insanity, doing the same thing, expecting a different result. I cannot tell you how many times I was like, no, this time, maybe this time it'll be different.
This time will be different. Maybe I did something wrong. So now Charlotte got Gatto's rifle. Remember how you said you can have his rifle? There we go.
Nice. I mean, again, he's not going to be needing it. Also, that whole, like, I'd know if he was dead. He's like a son to me. I would know. Would you?
Apparently
I guess
not.
not.
But then again, you never know.
I think you pretty definitively know for this one. Yeah, I guess you're right, too. Like, we're going off of the bad guy's word, and really, what is that worth?
Honestly. Alright, so now that we got that, they told us there's a lift that we can take to get out. So we're good. Yay, we finally took out a face.
Very good.
All it took was a damn ether river. Can we condense this and weaponize
Actually saved Juju. Hey. We actually saved Juju.
We did save Juju. I told you, ye of little faith.
I mean, I didn't doubt that we could, except that I did doubt that we could, or that we should.
I was about to say should.
At least one of the colonists didn't die. 2, 3. 3 of them.
And everyone in the refugee camp.
Well, you can't win them all. Sometimes you can only risk life and limb saving one useless little boy who's going to be traumatized for life, as if all of this wasn't traumatizing enough. Like I said, he is never going to be the same. That kid's gonna have some issues. I'm calling it. Juju's gonna show up to be a school shooter.
Well, I will say one thing. He does change.
Is more or less annoying? Just give it to me straight. More or less annoying?
Less annoying.
Okay.
Well, it depends how you look at it, because Okay, so spoiler warning, we're gonna have to rebuild Colony 6. That's like its own quest, like its own game-long quest that you have to rebuild Colony 6.
That tracks.
And so he's the Juju's the one that you have to keep taking stuff to rebuild everything. So that's why I said it depends on how you look at it. He's the person that keeps asking you for stuff to rebuild the colony.
He finds something actually useful to do.
Good. Works perfectly.
Exactly, yes. He becomes useful in his own way.
We're all impressed.
That's why I said he becomes better. He realizes that he can't fight, so he leaves us to it, and then he does that. He goes off on his own.
Well, then I guess it wasn't a total bust. He did it.
I don't know, but I think we're about to find out.
No, we didn't.
Okay. I did think I do.
Him again.
Oh God.
This is our chance, guys.
But here's the thing: now that he's completely fugly because of the Ether River, everything can damage him. Now I don't have to do like the whole topple thing.
It's like his kryptonite.
Yep. That's why I said, can we weaponize that Ether River? I think it would be.
Yeah,
very
you
helpful.
guys, we did just walk away. We went on a fucking side quest that Ernest gave us to investigate an obviously fake rumor about a never-ending ether supply. But now we have an Ether River, and we're just kind of going.
Well, the Ether River is never meant to be like actually used for weaponry. Like I don't know if they ever explained it, but the Ether River is basically like their power supply of the colony. Like they know it's here, they just use it for power as opposed to weapons.
Why not both? Why can't it be both? Make like nuclear.
If anything, Charlotte does have an art that uses ether bullets, so it's possible that they do actually like use ether.
So
the
we
ether
know.
river
Oh,
as
so
a
we know
weapon,
it's
just not-
possible. It's just never mentioned explicitly in game that that can be weaponized, or should be weaponized.
Yeah. Let me just take him out.
And yeet.
Oh
my
damn
God.
it! My enchant ran out. My Monado enchant ran out, so they only do 1 damage. Oh, that's pathetic. He is toppled anyways. He's gonna die
Yeah,
right
but that
here
was
anyways.
so good. It just something lined up to be like an epic one-shot, one-kill.
It ruined it. Whatever. Backslash.
Try
It's
your
over.
best, but don't sleep. I mean, I say as he's like actively falling apart.
Alas, poor villain. And then Charlotte pops up to be a badass.
Oof. I'm hearing like classical opera music playing as this is happening, like in my head. That was appropriately dramatic.
Yes.
Did we get him? I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. Go over there and poke him.
all his limbs are gone.
That's smart though. They are like the fact that they're flanking and.
The true power of the Monado.
Huh?
Oh.
What do you know about the Monado?
Sorry, boy. I can't.
Shulk's gonna become the villain, unlocking the true power of the Monado.
Truth on your own.
Unlimited
I'm not saying
power! Gonna be the fucking Anakin Skywalker of the series.
That's where my eyes were opened. It was a good ride while it lasted.
Those are some key words that
When you
Zord is
became
saying.
like
Yeah,
this.
I'm paying attention. Trust
What do
me.
you mean?
Yeah.
Time's up, Pipsqueak.
Oh boy.
Zord!
One final fuck you, huh?
Yep.
Get back!
See, now that reminds me of a level in Dark Souls 3. There's a it's this tilty thing that we're on this lift. There is a boss that you have to fight on an incline. It's this huge ass skeleton that just attacks you while you're on an incline.
Oh no. Just the way the physics work in that game, that sounds irritating.
It's not one of the hardest
Now the
fights,
people of Colony
definitely.
6
It
can
was just
rest in
annoying
peace.
because like the depth perception and differences. It's a
Are you
small
okay?
space, but instead of being like a normal room, you are going
hope
like
the
up and
stars are
down, and it
alright.
creates this weird
Where are
like sense of
Just
depth.
outside Colony 6. Thanks to Shulk and
At least it
Ryan,
did on
we
my TV
destroyed
screen, but
that
my TV screen's a
thing.
piece of shit, so that may just
But
be
not
me.
everyone made it.
Maybe. I'd have to play for myself and see.
I'm so sorry.
And Juju's finally awake.
Shulk, Ryan, I didn't mean to cause any more trouble running off like that.
Forget about it,
But
kid.
you did.
We settled the score.
Thanks.
We're really just cool with it then, huh?
But there's still no sign
Settle
of
the
that
score?
connection
I love this
with the
scene right
metal
here.
face. He's the
Watch.
one we're really after.
Someone at least
Yeah.
like punch him in the face.
I'm not interrupting.
It's him,
God.
metal face.
Okay, for reference, this is the dude that killed their best friend.
A whole bunch.
This particular robot. And he didn't talk the first time he attacked the colony. So this is the first time you hear his voice.
Shit.
After all that talk, Zord was
And just listen to his
crushed by
dialogue, because
one
again, this is another scene I really love.
like you.
Oh, this one can talk and all.
I can talk all right. And I got a good memory. Fiora, get out of there! Get out! Screams were music to my ears.
God damn.
My claws slid right through her soft flesh. Like a hot knife.
This guy is a fucking villain you fucking love to hate.
Talk all you want. Because those words.
His voice sounds familiar too.
The robots?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who else he might have voiced in anything.
But you should know by now. The Monado can't stop me!
Also, the song's playing right now is probably the song that convinced me to play this game, because I fucking love the song that's playing. The strings in this particular song.
Boy, didn't work then, won't work now.
It is appropriately
Time to cut you down to
heart racing. Oof.
Nice. Now, let him have it, beast.
One more badass to add to the fold.
This samurai looking motherfucker.
He's the one
Ooh.
that originally used the
Oh,
Monado.
he's cute.
How did you... Sorry to
Oh,
interrupt
hi,
you.
Daddy.
Looks like we were just in time.
And here's your daddy Dunban. Alright, so I'm actually gonna toss him into this party because he's awesome.
Yes, please. I'm not complaining. Have you played the Fire Emblem 3 Houses at any point?
I have completed 2 houses and I still need to finish the other 2 routes. So yes, there are 4 routes in that game.
Does
actually.
he not look a little bit like Claude?
I can see it with longer hair.
Yeah.
If Claude let his hair grow out, I can actually totally see that.
Like-
it's the beard. He has the same kind of beard.
Exactly. He's it's the beard and the face shape. He looks like an older Claude.
Yes. I can see that. So now we know what even older Claude might look like if he let his hair grow.
Wow, just absolutely wrecking shop.
100%. Because one of the things they reveal later on is that the guy who shot the rifle, his name is Dixon. He's basically like Shulk's dad at this point, even though he's not really.
Okay.
He's also an engineer, and he made that sword out of Mechon parts, so it's a sword that can actually hurt Mechon. So the sword that Dunban is using.
Wow.
Also the thing you should note about Dunban that's actually a really nice attention to detail is that Dunban is originally right-handed. His right arm got completely destroyed because of the use of using the Monado.
Ah.
So he's literally
That's
wielding
a
everything
yeah, that's a
left-handed
guy.
I can take the smaller
Yes.
ones, but the rest will be like fighting Zord over and over.
I mean, you didn't tell me he
Only
was
the
hot.
Monado would work on these things. Focus.
now. I wanted you to be surprised.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Look at you all.
Look at this.
Do you want to see him in a swimsuit?
Oh, is that an option, or are you fucking with me?
You may be able to block
Oh, it's an option for every character.
Wow, really?
Yes, every character has swimsuit or underwear options
Oh
basically.
my god.
Why do you think Shulk has a freaking underwear costume, alternate costume in Smash Brothers?
I don't know.
I bet it does. It hurts because the
I don't know what I thought.
You want someone to you want to punch someone in the face for the way they talk? Punch fucking Metal Face in the face, man.
Yeah.
Save it. I ain't interested. You little maggots need to learn when you've been stepped on.
that light.
Alright, I swear I know his voice actor. I gotta look him up.
Won't change a thing.
Do you know
Wipe you out.
what the actual... Is the actual character's name Metal Face?
It is, though you might run into a spoiler if you look him up. So let me look it up. For you.
Okay. I'll just enjoy this cutscene.
His voice actor is Timothy Watson. What has he done?
You'll pay for that. How are you?
Dragon Age. If I'm remembering correctly.
He's in Dragon Quest XI as multiple characters.
We must be outside. the
He
tower.
was...
He's in Final Fantasy XIV.
Welcome.
Hey, more visions.
Oh, he was... Oh, more visions, God.
Father!
Weak and pathetic.
Bird people?
What or who are you? You will pay.
Is that just their...
You will know the pain and suffering.
Wow, these are entirely different people, so this is farther ahead.
Another one.
Also, notice that Shulk is actually damaging Metal Face just by sheer willpower.
Wow. So he's embraced the dark side is what I'm going to have assumed.
You've got to be kidding.
I mean, it's only a scratch comparatively, but still.
Limits. We'll
Huh.
give another chance.
Let's see. He's in Professor Layton in the Azran Legacy.
That thing saved us. Whatever it was.
Oh my god. Wait, don't tell me.
You did well.
Shit.
Who are
But what of
you?
the boy? Ah,
Was he the dad?
well then, there is much to be done.
I don't know. I've never played Professor
Shit, that
Layton.
might actually be a spoiler for...
I just know the name is Leon Bronev.
Oh, Leon. Okay.
Yeah, that's who he voices in that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I thought it was you.
not react to that and pretend that like I didn't say anything potentially spoilery. Not that I've not spoiled anything else this entire time.
Yeah, it's fine. And in Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, he's Newton Belduke.
All right. That's
Some
just
dude
not.
in maroon dress shirt and
Yeah,
red hair.
it's not a huge character, kind of.
Yeah, so those are the only big things I know that looks like he's voiced.
Well, no, he was.
Everything else is like
He was Tegan. He was Ben in Dragon Age.
Helping out back there. I don't believe we did anything.
He's right. Save your
You never
thanks
played
for
Dragon
that
Age, did you?
giant bird.
What was that thing?
no.
Yeah,
It pops up here as additional voices
A mystical beast that
He played a
protects
couple.
the
Well,
sleeping
in Dragon
body.
Age Origins.
well, in
But-
Origins, no, Dragon Age 2.
Strange.
I think he was God. He was Ban Tegan.
A
He
mystical
did a
beast
couple of
that
other
protects the
voices.
biome.
He's really good at additional voices.
So, what's the plan from here?
Hmm.
Follow the
God, there's
method
another
for-
guy.
Cowboy Dixon knows a lot of information.
What else? He's gonna pay for what he did to Fiora.
Well then, there's only one place
Just
to
a
go.
walking, talking library.
Galahad Fortress in Sword Valley. A year ago,
Basically.
those things were building a huge fortress
And there goes my camera.
right in the valley.
Bye bye.
Practically, it's an excellent location to launch attacks from. I feel there's a strong chance they've now finished building it.
Why does your camo dip?
I really need to get.
Why does your camo dip out like that?
Sword Valley.
Because the battery dies. I'm using my DSLR as the webcam camera.
So it's settled. Bash down a forward
So
thrust and
I
smooth
don't have an
silver
extra
graze.
battery, and I do not
Easy
have
rain.
an connection.
There's
A
somewhere
connection
else
so
I
that
need
it
to
could
go
just
first.
stay on. So unfortunately, my battery
What could be
runs
more
about 2
important
hours.
than-
And that's about it.
Yeah.
You saw another one.
Saw what? What are you on about?
Oh yeah, Dixon doesn't know about our vision.
Well, we know from
Sound pretty
other
handy.
gaming channels, like it's
We're
not
out
like
with it.
having
What
a
do you see?
video
I was
on you is a
somewhere
requirement
very
for a good
high up.
channel anyway.
I was fighting at the peak of a huge
Oh, it's
tower.
not.
Fighting
Let's
Metal
see.
Face. I heard a voice. And then the Monado's power was unleashed. His armor instantly gave way. The Monado doesn't work on Metal Face at the moment. But if that vision comes true,
A tower, huh? Doesn't give us much to go on.
Can you remember anything else from your vision?
Now I'm just thinking about Professor
I
Layton
remember
though. Like other than
a huge
looking at
hall.
Daddy, I'm just thinking about
That's it.
Professor Layton.
As I fought,
Speaking of games, we were talking like a little while ago about games.
Prison Island.
How this wasn't
Prison
supposed to be
Island.
localized to the
I've
U.S.
never been.
Professor Layton and
But I've
Ace
heard of a
Attorney
black
have that
tower
same
at the head of the
downfall, and I
Bayonets.
keep wondering what
They
it
say
is
was
about
built by the
Japanese
ancient
games
high-Entia
that they
race.
don't want to localize to
High-Entia
America.
race?
Like what they think it
I
is
thought they were a myth.
that we
I
won't
wouldn't blame you.
enjoy about
An
it, I
ancient
guess.
race living at the top of the Bayonets.
I mean, the
sound
most
crazy.
recent Phoenix Wright game was
But
never
Bayonets is
localized.
home
The
to
Yeah,
all kinds of
the one
different
set in
people.
the one, yeah, the one set in old
in,
Japan,
was
in
it like-
feudal Japan.
it was
it feudal Japan?
Was it the Edo or the Meiji era?
I think it's Edo.
Yeah.
Seeing
Like
is
that one
believing.
still hasn't been
so
localized, and they
that
could.
one never got localized.
Like it's not like
Well,
they're even doing expenses anymore because the last couple of games they did localize have been digital only.
What can I say?
Yes,
I'm well traveled.
they haven't physically released any Phoenix Wright games since the DS. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Day and night.
Well, I mean, unless you
New
count
lands,
Professor Layton
met new
versus
cultures,
Ace Attorney,
and gain
Yeah.
knowledge for our people. The life of
which
a wandering
was a
old
better
it's one of-
game
it's one
than
of-
I thought it would be. I expected a lot from it, considering I love both of those series. But I also expected to be let down, and I wasn't.
Who asked
It was
you,
thoroughly enjoyable
dumb
at every stage.
Well then, Shulk, what's it to be?
We'll head there.
There
I
are
still haven't opened the damn
alternatives.
thing.
We could abandon the colonies.
It's
Find a
good.
place
Don't
the Mekon will not discover and live in secret.
like I.
I realized something when we were fighting Zord.
Dunban, we can run away and be little
Wherever we
bitches and
go,
never have to
they'll
speak
follow.
of this ever again.
We can't
No,
run from these
Shulk,
things.
no, what the fuck?
We must fight on.
I was testing you.
I see.
Was he?
Then I am obliged to join.
No.
You want to come with us?
T-
Scared I'll get
I
hurt.
guess I'll
Dunban's one
join
of those-
you
No
then.
way. We know you're stronger than
Dunban's one of
anything.
those people who's like, well,
Right,
we should
Ryan?
consider all options before we make a choice. Makes a choice?
I've
All right,
recovered
then
a great
let's do
deal
that.
since we last
100%.
met. And that miserly old coot over there
Wise.
made me
I
this.
like it. He thinks things through. He doesn't rush in.
Perfect
All
for
right.
cutting through steel. Show me
He
and
literally is the
Why
dad
are
of
we
the
getting a
group.
dick
Like,
shot?
let's put
Wait,
it that
why
way.
are we getting a
I
dick
might not
shot?
be in peak condition.
He's talking about the
I
sword.
can't thank you enough.
Is that what he
Yeah,
calls
he's
it?
talking about his
Is
sword.
that what he calls it?
He's talking about his
Count
sword,
on us,
yes.
Dunban.
Yeah, that's exactly what he calls it.
Miserly old coot. That sword is forged from Mekon armor. It's worth every
I love this line.
penny.
So you keep saying.
If you want to go to the Bayonets
So you
head,
keep saying.
you'll need a guide to get to the upper regions.
We're at the
It's like,
bottom,
shut the fuck up,
so
I
guess
get
the
it.
only way to go is up.
Right. But we'll need to go
Dunban
on the
honestly has
lower
some of the
back
best lines in
first.
the game just because of,
Lower back.
like, he has that deadpan snark kind of to him.
Like, he's clearly been through some shit
So we'll have to head
and
around the way.
is still
100%.
kind of like with the group and trying to guide them, but he's not
Follow me.
here to coddle.
Oh, no. So now we got Dunban, which means we get to see all the stuff he has.
Woo! Like all the stuff he has.
Yes, not playing. All right, so skill link, and this is this particular skill that I'm gonna highlight here that you're gonna see on stream called critical
Yeah.
drain is one of the reasons why Charlotte becomes obsolete. Because this guy is a crit machine. Restores HP when dealing a critical hit. If you have the right setup on him, he will heal himself no matter what. So you never need Charlotte.
Damn.
So it's like skills like that. All right, so this dude, Gale Slash.
Sorry, Charlotte. You know what? Go Go with your brother and lead a full life, not in the battlefield. Because clearly you're not needed.
Alright, so Dunban is also one of the best characters in this game. Funnily enough, he's a tank, just like Ryan. But he's a very different kind of tank. In this game, he's what's considered an agility tank. So basically, instead of taking hits, he just dodges them. His agility is so high that he dodges basically any attack that comes at him.
So he deals massive damage, barely gets hit, and later on he can heal with every critical.
Yep.
He's not the main character?
He is not, because the main character can do basically everything else.
How much else is
there? The main character has the Monado.
That's fair.
Which honestly, when it's
that's like in Naruto though. That's like in Naruto when everybody around him was leveling fuck up, and he was just Naruto. He still just had the Rasengan. Like, I can still do this. Cool. Thanks, Naruto. Helpful.
Like, let's put it this way: Shulk is probably tied for the third best character in the game, behind Dunban and Ryan. And he's tied with the I'm just gonna spoil it. Tied with the bird lady that you saw in that vision, who's gonna be the next party member.
Is that the girl that you were talking about earlier, who makes Charlotte entirely obsolete?
Well, it's not that she makes her obsolete. She's just a female
character
that's done better. She's just a better character. Yeah.
All right.
So you can look forward to that.
And I will.
So I'm gonna play as Dunban for a while. Actually, let me check out Dunban's armor.
Does he also have a very interesting running animation? I'm just saying equal rights. Okay.
I believe so. Let's see. What do I have for weapon gems to give him? Give him that attack plus. Give him that critical up. Hell yeah. And
God, his waist is snatched. Oh, I didn't want to get out of the damn menu. I hate it when I do that. You accidentally back out.
Yes. That's not what I was trying to do.
I keep doing that in Animal Crossing, which I guess is better than accidentally like dropping or releasing things, but
oh, I need some better armor.
Oh, he's got some bangles.
Nothing good enough
got
to
some
give
leggings.
Not anything good enough to give him.
Eh.
No, you keep that in the anti-mech on glaive. Alright, so his head is fine.
You tease. You tease. You just blew right past it.
So there. So you can see how his right arm is completely fried.
Wow. Yikes.
Yeah. Like, he can't use his right arm at all. So he uses only left arm. And that's all you get.
Yeah. All right.
Funnily enough, his pants underwear is just shorts.
I mean, it did look like I did kind of see that. It just it's just shorts.
I mean, I think Ryan's is also his is actually like sort of like trunks. Same with Shulk's. Shulk's is also trunks. For some reason, his are shorts. Briefs. Basically. And we got Charlotte.
Clearly, Dunban feels a lot more comfortable going Freebird.
Hey, if you got it, flaunt it, right?
I mean, from the close-up we got of his sword. Bligon turtle. Amblygon? Amblygon?
Amblygon turtle. That's how I pronounce it. I don't know what the fuck. They never say it. They never say it out loud.
You're just kind of left to figure out what it is, and then if you say it in front of somebody else, you're like, that's not how it's said.
Well, you want to know something, Paul? I do not care.
God, that's actually I was corrected about ether versus ether in Kingdom Hearts. Like I had somebody at GameStop I worked
When did
with.
they say ether?
There's ether in Kingdom Hearts.
Is
Yes. Mega ether. It's how you regain your magic.
Oh, the freaking items! Yeah. I am so stupid. I am sorry.
No worries.
Did someone really pronounce it ether?
It is pronounced ether in some places, but it is not pronounced ether in the game. And here, we say ether. So, but
Where
it was this.
Ether?
It was this whole ass. I mean, he was technically correct. It was somebody I worked with at GameStop, and he was like, ether is like ethereal, and it's spelled like with an A-E-T-H-E-R instead of E-T-H-E-R, which is ether. And I'm like, you're technically correct, but that doesn't mean you're interesting, dude. Like, calm down.
I still pronounce A-E-T-H-E-R as ether.
It's like aether, yeah.
I pronounce it ether or aether, depending on
Yeah,
the
it's
thing.
ether. Like, that is how it's pronounced, but like, just taking the A off of it.
I mean, in Fire Emblem, they pronounce it ether.
Yeah.
Like, if you hear a freaking Ike yell
Yeah, it is ether.
In Smash Brothers, he just says ether.
It is ether, but like, taking the A off of it doesn't have to change the pronunciation in English, because English is a broken garbage language.
English is stupid. Let's just say that.
Super is.
Also, I'm going back to Daza because I can actually finish that side quest now.
Literally learning any other Indo-European language is easier.
You got another quest? Oh shit.
Help feed family, please.
Send a letter to Geruga on Bionis leg, but Daza cannot decide who can deliver a letter. That is indeed a problem. Daza cannot ask her anything. So now I'm a messenger for this asshole. A top secret document?
You must fight to death
Are you
for
sure you
Daza.
want to ask us to deliver it?
Only winner may deliver.
I mean,
let me deliver letter.
Sure, there must be someone more trustworthy. Daza trusts you friends more than anybody in the whole wide world. Damn, I am both touched and concerned.
Yeah, why does Daza
Poor
not have
man,
anybody else?
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Are
But
we
no time to stand around chatting.
only can ask friends? Are we Daza's only friends? We're not even.
That's what it
we're
sounds
not even
like.
friends. We just did some errands for him.
Well, I guess that's enough to make us friends with him now.
That's sad.
Damn it! I should have gone straight to the damn next landmark before doing that. I'm an idiot, but whatever.
You live and you learn.
Yep. Alright. So that's the next big story step. So I'm gonna make it to the next area. I'm gonna go through the next area before starting my side quest binge again.
That sounds about fair.
Because the next area is actually really, really one of the most beautiful areas in the game.
You want to really like savor it. Also, we do need to get more armor for Dunban.
Yes. 100%.
Actual armor. I wasn't implying anything that time. I was serious.
Were you now?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, it technically doesn't matter what armor I give him. I can put whatever I want on him. Remember? Appearance armor.
True. You know, gotta level him a little bit.
The cool thing about the armor that characters get in this game is that it's at the very least defensively on par with what you should have at that point. The only thing that sucks about it is that it has absolutely no gems, so I can't add anything to him that I would like to add. So that kind of sucks. This place.
Yeah.
Satoral Marsh.
Oh, wow.
Just the trees
That
with
sounded
the
really
ether that are going out at
sarcastic,
night.
but like...
I didn't mean for it to sound sarcastic. Like, it's literally hella pretty.
I'm hearing the playback of yours and mine's voices, and it sounds really sarcastic from both of us. But I'm like truly, sincerely like this is pretty.
You need to get out of the lab
Yes.
every now and then. We're aiming to get inside the
Wow.
biologist.
This is why you need to get out of your house, you little shit.
Wow. I've never thought about going inside the Bionis.
Damn.
That's what she said.
I just got called out.
We're gonna run into.
No, I just got a message from Tinder. So I have Tinder downloaded. I don't think I've even opened the app for well over a year. I don't know why I don't just delete the app. It's just I have so much space on my phone. I barely ever delete apps. But out of nowhere, Tinder started sending me messages again recently, and I've been ignoring them, just deleting them. I don't read them. But this one had an emoji, so I thought it was somebody who messaged me at first, and so I look at it, and Tinder says, "Your commitment to procrastination is outstanding." That's
You just got called out by a
so
freaking dating app.
rude. Maybe do you ever think I don't need you, Tinder? I can. This is not working out for me. How about that?
Let's stay alert.
Oh,
Oh,
sticky
man.
mucus? Why? Ugh.
Yeah, that's the drop that the acid oopas get. Oh, you son of a- I'm sorry, you're gonna see what happened right now, but he literally just dunked Dumban into the water. That was hilarious.
Ugh.
What?
Just the mucus.
Sticky mucus? Just the idea of mucus?
Well, everybody being like sick or at risk of being sick lately, like that's a very real and present thing that could come into any of our lives is masses and masses of sticky mucus. It just doesn't sound appealing. I was out shopping today, and me and Aaron were wearing masks, and basically nobody else was.
Yeah, that's how it's kind of seemed
It
lately.
really has, and
It's very disconcerting.
I like all the stores, like the people working in the stores are wearing masks. They got their precautions. There were like hand sanitizer stations at every store we went to, and we're wearing our masks and washing with sanitizer and all that stuff. And every fucking person around us is just like getting in our personal business. And I saw some dude sneeze on the furniture at World Market today, and I was like, just burn it.
Sorry, I was talking to the end.
Yeah, don't worry.
No, it's because those little cloud enemies are classified as ether enemies, and they have really high physical defense.
think it's
so
pronounced
only thing that can
ether.
hurt them is ether. You know what? Anyways, the only thing that could damage them relatively decent is ether, and I severely lack ether attacks until Bird Lady joins. So I'm just not even gonna bother with those.
Right now, your best mage is Shulk.
Yep, honestly. And Charlotte has one ether art, so. But yeah, it's like, it's really disconcerting to walk out and be like, I'm the only one taking care of myself, it feels like.
I mean, it does feel like that. I've heard other people say that too. So obviously there are people like us who are concerned about it. But I feel like most of us are staying inside.
Yeah. And the people who aren't concerned are the ones that don't care about going outside.
Yeah, like this was my first like big shopping trip in probably well over a month. And it like especially like for fun, it was my first shopping trip probably since lockdown started. Since we were sent to work from home. Right. I don't know, dude, it was really weird knowing that everybody I know and interact with is very good about like washing their hands and sanitizing and staying like away from all that and staying apart, and then going out in public for the first time in forever and realizing like, oh, these people are the reason why the rates are spiking again.
Yep. Like, I mean, Memorial Day weekend happened and no one gave a shit.
No one gave a single shit.
And we're like 2 weeks after that, which is when everything predictably is starting to happen.
And I hate to, like, the rates right now are from the Memorial Day parties, and then I hate to say it, but like the protesters were not as safe as they could be. I've watched protests around the world that they actually like stood 6 feet apart and whatnot, which is not what happened here. So
it depends on which protest.
Sacramento.
There were some protests that were good about
Sacramento
it, and
specifically because I was.
No, that's what I'm talking about. There were some I feel like that I've heard were at least relatively decent with it.
Well, no, I know some were decent with it too. I was involved in a way with the protests. I was just was kind of organizing from home and like. That's as much as I'm going to say to avoid incriminating myself. It's not really a crime, but I'm just going to like leave it at that. Anyway, the boots on the ground. I've had a couple of live streams going at a time to watch both my friends, like people, see where things are at. And there were some people who were like, there were some groups that were really well organized and had sanitizer. Like there's this dude who had like 2 bottles of sanitizer on his belt, who was helping people out. But I almost feel like even that's counterproductive. Like if you don't know somebody and you don't know what's really like where they got it or what's in it, I felt like that was like even a bit of a risk, but whatever. You can trust people. But then there's other groups that just no masks, shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
And then of course you've got the tear gas in other cities and shit where
and that doesn't help at all.
It already attacks your lungs, so like if they do end up getting COVID, they're fucked.
Yeah.
They must be here for a reason. Let's go and ask them.
I think anybody who got tear gassed who develops COVID should be able to sue the police.
Honestly, they should be able to. It's just one of those things where it's like it's wholly unnecessary, and they were doing it
it's a goddamn war crime.
Reason. Exactly.
We're not allowed
and they're doing it for a specific reason. They're doing it to specifically cause violence and make it so like, oh, these protests are all violent.
It's to intimidate and to suppress. It's not crowd control. You're not organizing the crowd and you're not de-escalating a situation. You are actively escalating a situation and attempting to intimidate via violence.
Exactly.
There's no reason to tear gas. Like, there's no reason to tear gas other. We've already determined that there's no reason to tear gas other countries. Why the fuck would you need to tear gas your own citizens?
Because they don't give a fuck. It's a sad truth. More Napon quests.
They're just bouncy.
What do you want?
It's so cute.
They're very bouncy. Oh, Napon are all adorable. Most of them, I should say. There are some that are straight up irritating.
The first one you showed me wasn't that adorable. Maybe he was, but I just got big Jar Jar Binks vibes. You're so kind. Oh god, this one too.
Somebody help! Bokoko need help! Ignis took Bokoko's friend Kacha. If no one saves Kacha, Ignis eat her.
Clearly,
that is indeed a
clearly
problem.
Upset about this. Dancing away.
Kacha is a scholar who know lots about legends.
Bokoko's throwing it back right now.
100%. If only someone was behind him. If someone had just positioned themselves behind him, it would have been awesome.
I'm just hearing "Throw That Ass in a Circle" play in my head right now.
Toss it back at him.
Well, break it down, bitch. Let me see you back it up.
Is it bass enough? I'm thinking of the damn TikTok song. Bokoko think Ignis Kacha for information. They know we'll eat Kacha straight away, but Bokoko's still worried. This is serious, but what could the Ignis possibly hope to learn from him? It must be about the big secret, but Bokoko know very much. An important secret. Sounds fascinating, but his safety is a top priority. Ignis took Kacha to Exile Fortress. Will you save Kacha? Yeah, sure, why not?
I guess.
So it better to go in back door if you can. You need to find key to open back door. Consider it done. Alright, so I got a few quests to do. The one thing that's irritating about this particular area is these assholes. Stupid flying enemies that you don't see until you walk past them and then they aggro you. The good thing is, I need to kill them for quests anyway, so...
So, one bird, two stones. Two stones, one bird. One stone, two birds.
I was about to say yes, one stone, two birds.
Yeah.
You had it. You almost had it. You almost had it.
Yeah, I didn't have it at all, but I appreciate you pretend.
You tried.
I did not succeed. Sometimes you do your best, but your best is an idiot, so...
That's my life.
Oh. That's also sad.
Very much so.
Likely...
But I'm taking it in
and
stride.
likely not true.
It's kind of true. Maybe not 100% true.
Okay, how much, though, is, like, being an idiot, and how much is not being prepared for how quickly the world changed in our lifetime?
Good point. I'd say 50-50.
Yeah.
Because I'm still an idiot. I'm not going to deny that.
I don't know. I do stupid things, but...
The reason I classify myself as an idiot is because I do stupid things, but I don't learn from them.
Well, that's not great. But everything's a... If you know that at least, then you have learned something.
Right? Progress. Baby steps.
Yeah. Moving step by step forward. I don't know. It took me until it took me until just recently to determine. Oh my God! It's right on your tail. That dude's not fucking giving up.
Oh my! He's behind the wall.
Is he going to the right or is he going? Is he giving up?
Okay, he's gone.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I'm safe. That was just funny because I'm like, I've ran pretty damn far. Is he still following me?
I was like, that dude is out for your blood.
Yeah, that's the thing with most aerial enemies in this game is that, especially in this
it's
area,
easier for them to chase you.
They target you. Yeah, 100%. Except this one, who is an idiot because it's like, you can fly over the cliff, right?
Apparently not. Damn this wooden
skyblock. The first thing I do whenever I get to a new... Ooh. Poison swamp. The first thing I usually do when I come to a new area is try to find all the locations just to fill out the map. Makes it easier to traverse through.
Agreed.
There's a climbing area over here? There is a climbing ivy over here. Oh, notice how they immediately stop targeting me when I climb.
Or you can't fight
Watch.
back.
All I need to do to end the fight is to climb. That's it. They're done.
Huh.
So that's a little tip if
like
you want to like. Not, oh my God! It doesn't matter though. He targets me as soon as I get off the top of the cliff. As soon
They're
as I
so
stop climbing.
polite.
You asshole.
They wait so nicely
I'll
for
wait.
you. Just say, oh.
I'll wait. I'll wait for him to stop climbing, then I'll attack.
Yeah.
Oh my
Not a
God!
fair fight.
Oh, up. What did I find? Where are you?
Oh my God.
That one. That man's getting smacked.
Oh my God.
No, Dunban. Do not pull out your sword. That's not needed right now. Run away. No! You put me to sleep, you asshole! You, Oh, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
They just left me alone?
What just happened?
So,
Did they
normally
think,
when you die,
yeah,
you get fated back to your last landmark.
So what
But,
happened here?
I guess I died. So what happens is that if you have one chain bar full from the top left, if you have one of those full, then technically your teammates can revive you. So it doesn't automatically kick you out if you die.
Huh.
So I'm going to assume I was at just the right distance to end the battle, and they killed me at that exact distance. And because I had the one bar, it didn't send me back to the landmark.
No, what? That is such a lucky fucking break. And you're gonna go right back
This
over
asshole.
there. You really gonna go right back over
I
there?
kind of want to,
dude.
but there's like 8 of these. There's like 8 of these assholes.
We were just
And killing
talking
them is
about
gonna be
learning
vaguely
from your
annoying.
mistake.
But I'm like, he's a unique monster, which means he has good weapons and armor and stuff.
Can you shoot him and lure him over here?
I'm gonna see if I can do it one at a time. My only concern is falling off the damn bridge.
That's a pretty big concern.
Or one of my teammates falling off a damn cliff.
Or getting too close and having more of them come at you.
Alright, he targeted me, that's fine. I don't care about you targeting me. I will do this. You hear, Dunban? This is the power of unity, Charlotte. Two down. These small ones aren't a problem. It's that freaking unique monster that's an issue.
But getting him by himself, now that's the...
The thing is, I don't think it's actually possible to get him completely by himself because the two next to him are too close. So I think even if I lure
You don't
them
think you
out,
could go
it'll
like
still aggro the big
if
one.
you okay, so that one on the right though, and the 3 that are together, the one on the right, if you go to the right, can you see he's already
He's aggroing
Yeah,
me.
he's aggroing you right now.
Okay, sweet.
So you back up a little bit.
Okay. Stop.
Yeah, nice.
Alright, we're good. Alright, so that means 3 more. That one might be far away enough to where it won't get aggroed.
Nice.
Alright, sweet. They are far enough away.
Oh yes.
And the other one aggro too.
Oh boy, not perfect.
Awesome.
Okay.
No, the
Yeah,
other, not the unique monster. So this is going great.
I'm so worried about your position. Like I'm so worried about you getting pushed back and aggroing the unique one.
Well, I'm scared too, but
It's almost.
I will
almost.
do this.
Drop you, motherfucker! Come on.
Come on. Charge the top alert. Alright, he should be down now. Okay, cool. Now I can just focus on the big goo.
Nice. So you do learn from mistakes.
Right here. Drop. There we go.
See, and this is going to be a pretty good fight too for your level.
Yeah. I'm in a pretty decent position right now. Oh no! So that's what you do.
That was pretty funky.
Oh, wake up, wake up, wake up. Charla? Okay, you're asleep. Damn it! Alright. Revive me, guys, please. Thank you.
It's like in Kingdom Hearts waiting for Donald, like just being on the lowest health and waiting for Donald to heal you. Just please, Donald!
Right? Fearless. I don't need the damage. Shulk, can you survive long enough for me to... Damn it, he resisted. Wait, I can topple him now. Please don't tell me I missed. Got him.
Oh, got someone heading out.
All right, all right, Josie. Yeah, I'll follow you. I'll follow you. I'll follow you after I finish this stream. I'm sorry, I'm focusing on the battle right now. There we go. Yeah, I'll shoot you a follow after I finish my stream too. But thanks for showing up and thanks for the follow, man. And I'll be sure to catch your streams after sometimes too.
I commit to nothing.
Right now, there's nothing much to do.
I'm a free agent, a lone wolf. Now, I'll probably check you out too, dude.
I will not let myself be beat by these monsters. Especially not that one. It's level 83. I'll just leave it alone. If I leave it alone, it'll leave me alone. Later, Josie. Oh, boy. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? These are actual Lizalfos.
Oh, yeah. I still think the machines look more... The machines look more like Lizalfos.
These are Ignas. They're just lizard people.
I hate them.
I've never seen what they look like up close. Oh.
Oh, this has reminded me that I...
God.
First
person Xenoblade Chronicles. First person Xenoblade Chronicles.
Like the lizard, the Argonians in Skyrim.
Oh, man. I'm trying to remember where all the locations are in this area. Man, I'm playing this game on 2 different files because I'm playing one for stream and one for myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm impatient like that. And on my other file, I'm already like 40 hours in. So it's like going back to this and like, damn, what did I do here? How did I do what I did?
I mean, I think that brings a nice watchable innocence to the streaming.
Oh yeah. It makes it so I'm not 100% certain about what I'm doing.
Which is
but
always...
I still know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you know what you're doing, but you're not speed running it. It's relatable content, TM.
I wouldn't be able to speedrun this game even if I wanted to. Too much stuff.
I'm sure someone...
Too many side quests.
Someone could speedrun this game.
Oh yeah.
I don't actually get the fun of speedrunning certain games. Like, obviously there are some games where speedrunning makes sense, but then in a story-driven game like this, I don't understand the concept of speedrunning.
I mean, one of my favorite YouTubers, Eno, I think that's how you pronounce it. He does a lot of Xenoblade videos, like Xenoblade guides of how to play specific characters, like optimal setups and stuff like that. How you should play characters and stuff. And he holds the world record for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 speedrun at 4 hours.
Fuck. But you see, that seems...
Put it this way, that's a game I put 200 hours in.
Okay, but that seems like an efficiency thing. That seems like an example of how to make the most efficient build possible, correct?
Yes,
versus...
that's what it seems like. I haven't actually watched the run, but that's what I feel like it would be for this kind of
game.
Yeah,
versus I've seen speedruns of other story-driven games that the only way that they can speedrun is through glitches and cheats. And that just doesn't... That's I should have said from the beginning, that's what I don't get the appeal. Like, it's not...
Glitches?
Yeah, it's not... You're not actually, like, completing the game as fast as you can. You're not building the optimal character. You're not skilled and getting through the plot. You've just glitched your way to the end.
I would tend to agree, but I'll also say that some of those glitches actually are really difficult to pull off. So if you can pull off those glitches, it's actually I'm at least impressed by it.
All right, I'll give it that at least.
because I've seen like Super Mario 64 speedruns where it's like
I'm also not.
You
Sorry.
You only need like 3 stars. You only like I forget how many stars you only need. Like 16 stars or something less than that.
Right. Yeah. And if you can't complete it on that, it's pretty good. But I'm also not diva. Like I didn't mean to like diss the people who watch speedruns and enjoy it, like the glitch speedruns. Like if that's what you're into, I'm not here to yuck any yums. So.
Oh no, I understand too. It's like I'm the same way. Like I can understand why people like glitch runs and stuff like that. But yeah, I prefer generally just like vanilla speed runs where it's like what is it that you do with the game itself without breaking it that helps you beat the game
as fast as possible. Yeah, like how skilled can you be to beat the game as fast as possible? Can you be the fastest to beat the game the way it was intended to be played? Oh, more of the massive axolotls. This reminds me.
I didn't realize why you called them that until I remember the freaking like fins they have on their head, and I'm like, wait a second, I get it now.
Yeah. Reminds me I have to feed my frog. Oh.
Is Dunban about to die?
Kind of seems like.
Dunban's about to die.
KO. Oh.
Here. Dropped. Okay, I'm safe.
Saved by the bell.
The cool thing is that when you get a vision like that, which usually it's either for a fatal attack or attack that's gonna deal a lot of damage, you have the option to go to one of your teammates and use a free art from them.
Like change the outcome.
Yeah, essentially that's the point. Which is a really cool mechanic. Which is why I really like the visions in this game, like the concept of seeing the future, because they implement it in various ways that's not just story based. Like they implement it in the story, obviously. They implement it in fuck you.
No, but I get what you mean. It's not just something that's there for the story and the cutscenes. It's actually something that is relevant to you and how you play the game.
Yes, it's part of the gameplay. So it's like you can see when a lethal attack is coming and you can change it, and it actually affects your party. Like it, if you're able to change it, you get a boost in your tension, which increases accuracy and attack strength and all that, which is really cool. And it's also implemented in side quests and stuff like that. Like you've seen when I pick up like a collectible, it shows a vision of that I'm going to need that for a side quest eventually. Or there are side quests when you talk to people, it shows like a different outcome. It's like, oh, you can do this to change the outcome to this instead.
So it's like
I'm
very appreciative of that. It's well thought out. Rainbow Radiant, huh?
Yeah, what's funny is I haven't showed this. Wait, Scotree. Who? Oh, great, awesome. Dunban got his first thing. What's cool about the items in general is that for the strange item, it shows who named it and why.
Really?
So like, so yeah, so it goes down to Colony 9. Plate Snow, a horrible white thing that Fiora named when she was little.
Before she died.
Rainbow Zirconia. Ryan did his best to name this. Reflects light like a pretty
just
rainbow.
Noticed that they spelled Collectopedia like encyclopedia, like how it's supposed to be spelled. Nice.
Also, I'm gonna fill these out because this gives me items too. A sorrow beetle. All the names for these items are great too.
Oh, that's so great.
A Dawn Hydrangea. Dance apple. Damn it! I'm still missing one item from the freaking Colony 9. Oh, I'm done with Typhor Cave though.
You got all those?
Yeah, so if you see it flashing, that means you have it. You just haven't implemented it. The thing about the Collectopedia is that it uses up. The thing about the Collectopedia is that it uses up to put it in your Collectopedia. It uses up one of the items you have in your inventory. So there are certain items that I'm like, I need this for a quest, so I don't want to put it in the Collectopedia yet.
Gotcha. Are there some that are unique that you only get one?
No.
Okay.
You can always find them. It's just that some are rarer than others. So there is a rarity thing when it comes to the items in the Collectopedia.
Okay.
So sometimes there are some items that are a little bit rarer than others. Leaf mystery. Fiora delightedly named this a fresh leaf that grows quietly. Steel silk. Dunban called it this a long time ago. It's soft like silk when wet. Damn, I got hella from the Bionis leg. Juicy broccoli, spicy cabbage, and a hard lotus. Green and surprisingly spicy. Eat it and you'll soon feel
See, I think it'd be cool if like it actually showed you a picture of it on the right.
Right. We don't want to be too greedy though.
No, yeah, they've clearly added a lot of like really cool functionality and little things, so it's not a big deal. It'd just be nice.
Mad ice, blue sky bark, peony stone, rusty bolt, winding gear, devious gravity. Ryan came up with this at random. Gives a
random.
wild, savage impression.
Just random.
Ryan, what do you want to name this? Devious gravity. Why?
Hey, just
I don't know.
cuz. I feel it.
Death Bangle. Ryan came up with this on the spot. It's made from viciously sharp fangs. Man, Ryan should name everything. Death
Ryan
Bangle.
secretly has a twisted mind, doesn't he?
It seems like it.
He seems like he would have like a blog. Like he seems like the type who would have like a fitness inspiration blog, but in reality you find out that it's actually welcome to my twisted mind.
Oh Lord. Verdant's Eternity. Shulk mulled over this for ages. A leaf that never withers.
He
White Knight
thought
Rod.
about that for ages, and that's what he came up with.
Verdant's Eternity. White Knight Rod. Ryan was able to name this quickly. It's a white shiny metal rod.
God damn it.
I knew you would get a kick out of that one.
Such an idiot. I love it.
So what I'm gathering from this is that Ryan just names the first thing that comes to his head, and Shulk actually takes his time. Whether it's good or not is up to debate.
Like
but
he spends a lot of time thinking about it, and he still comes up with shitty names. Whereas Ryan's like, I'm shooting from the hip here.
I ain't gonna waste time.
What are you gonna name
Love
this?
Crane.
Devious Gravity, and this Death Bangle, and this White Knight Rod. You don't even want to think about it for a second. White Knight Rod.
Knight Rod. Love Crane. Charlotte named this as she saw it. Golden color and moves pretty. I don't know what makes it a crane, but whatever. Fire Abron. Charlotte named this deep red statue of an unknown subject.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, some of these descriptions, since we don't get to see what the item looks like, it's kind of just...
I don't get
yeah,
it. I don't get it.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. I don't get the description because I can't see what I'm looking
Happy Carnival. Ryan was laughing as he named this weird liquid that chimes when stirred.
Oh my god. Was he like 4? No, this is like last week.
No, this is right now. Oh man. I love it when games do that. Like add just a little bit of personality in their flavor text. They don't just say it's a rat. Alright, so I think I'm gonna hit the 3-hour mark. And then I'm gonna call it a night then.
I've been side questing a little
See
bit.
how much. Yeah.
There's plenty of side questing to do in the future too.
Oh, 100%. This game is full of
God,
them.
you're right. This is just the
I will-
prettiest area so far.
Just like, look at this. Just this angle
Yeah.
right here.
Man, oh man.
Like, the nighttime version. The daytime version is still pretty, but not as pretty. But the lights, the way... Because I think they mentioned it. This is all ether.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming off the trees and stuff like that. So they mentioned that it's like a high density of ether. So just the way they made it look like Aurora, kind of like.
Yeah, it was very... I was thinking that. The very Aurora Borealis. It's Wow, it's so nice. It's almost like too nice for what's happening in this world.
For real.
Oh boy. So it was like half health.
It almost makes you want to jump off a cliff.
It was like half health at 200 feet. I think 400 feet is about the cutoff.
Yeah.
That's about 100 feet. And it's, yeah. Okay, so 100 feet was 500. I guess because you actually leveled up, so your HP is higher. So probably like 450 feet would kill you. You might be able to survive 400 feet.
I think it's percentage based though. I think fall damage is percentage based.
Really? Okay.
So I don't think it matters how high your health is. It'll do like the same amount of damage depending on your height.
Gotcha.
This is a landmark. This is a landmark. Silent obelisk.
Fantastic.
That way I have somewhere to skip travel to when I die.
I really wish, like, I could know the backstory of why it's called that, because that sounds dope as fuck.
I don't. That's one thing. I don't think they give a reason for why. Oh.
Sometimes
Lord.
things. Yeah.
That one's a vision type enemy. That one's a vision type. That one's a vision type. So if you see the little eyeball on top of it, that means if you go into its field of range of vision, it will follow you and attack you.
Ugh.
It's scary.
It's just they don't fucking care when you're not facing them.
No, they don't.
It's like Monster Hunter.
Exactly.
That's a game that oh god, I spent so many hours invested in that game. And then I thought I backed up my save data to the cloud.
This lamp.
Oh no.
Because I needed to make room for Red Dead 2. So I deleted the game save. And then I was talking with a buddy of mine who was like, I've been playing Monster Hunter a lot. You should play. We can play together. And I was like, okay. I just need to reinstall it. And I put it in to reinstall it. And there was no save data associated with it.
No.
Yeah, I'm, the wound isn't.
You sacrificed your only child.
The breeze feels so good.
Don't do this to me, game.
It's so peaceful.
They're doing it, though.
You know, Shulk, I hope every day can be
Oh,
like
it was
this
so
always.
peaceful.
Okay, so this is a flashback to that
Yeah.
scene. So this is kind of...
Oh, God. Oh, she dead.
Yep.
You will pay for what you've done.
You should still watch the actual scene because I think the voice acting and the setup to it is freaking fantastic.
Do you wish to change it? The future.
Has it been that long?
Are you ready for a truth that may emotionally hurt you?
14 years since I found you on that mountain. Seems like yesterday.
Okay, so the story here is that Shulk's parents died on an expedition for the sword. And Dixon is the one that found them and basically raised them after that. And he brought the sword back too, so.
I mean, hey, why not?
To you. If you hadn't found me that
I mean, that was the point.
Yeah. Don't let him die for nothing.
Forgive me, Shulk. Sorry I couldn't save you folks.
Don't be.
Now I think about it, that was when I found the Monado as well.
So I noticed something about that vision the second time now, and as that I didn't the first time they played it earlier.
I don't remember much
And
at all. But I know that my mum
I'm forming
and Dad left me
some
it.
theories.
The Monado was their final gift to me. At least.
Yeah,
how I used to think.
the visions kind of give away some stuff about the story, but it's enough to keep you guessing and be like, where is this gonna go?
Yeah,
kind of thing.
but I mean, I've played enough video games, and
This sword.
like basically like this video game has a lot of the tropes that I was talking about, so I'm fairly confident about my theories, but I'll hold off. I'll hold on to them.
finally decided
Now
to
here's the
join us,
thing.
Shulk.
I'm willing to bet that
Sorry,
part
guys.
of your theory may be right,
Sleep a wink.
and part of your theory
Time to move on.
isn't close.
I think
So
I
I'm
think
gonna say
Fiora
that
is
much.
one of those mechs.
The high Intia ruins are just ahead.
Are you sure about that?
I'm fairly certain. I missed it the first time around. Okay, I'm gonna go with the principle of JRPGs and how they design things, like how they design feminine versus masculine, and the mechs we've seen so far have been masculine by JRPG standards. The mech that we saw in the vision earlier with Metal Face, and now again, was very feminine. Except this time we see that vision in conjunction with seeing a flashback of Fiora.
Those are some very good conclusions you're coming to.
I'm very good at puzzles.
Just because you have some of the pieces down doesn't mean all the pieces are going to be in play.
Okay. Like I said, I'll hold off, and I gotta watch like I'll watch more than just that flashback. I'll go back and I'll watch stuff to like get better context. But I think I know where this is headed, especially because Zord fucking said when I became like this. So like, I'm 100% confident that somehow humans are becoming those machines.
Again, I'm going to say this again. As I say, Xenoblade Chronicles does follow a few anime tropes that you can like deduce.
But it'll take it in a direction that I wasn't
Yes,
expecting.
exactly.
Okay, so
So just
all right,
because,
I'll hold.
so that's what I'll tell you. Just like I see your theories and I can see
They're good deductions,
you're gonna,
but like
you're going to guess certain things correct just by basis of logically that's where it's going to go.
But those are the.
But then
you think, what you're telling me right now is that those are the basic breadcrumbs that they expect me to put together, and that there's going to be something that hits me out of left field anyway.
Yes. Basically.
All right.
So it's like there's certain things that the game doesn't even try to hide.
Yeah.
And there are other things where the game completely throws you into left field. But when you think about it, it's like that does make sense, kind of thing. So it's like, holy shit, I didn't expect
like what
this.
I just said is something that they're like, yeah, we expected you to figure that out, but with something. Oh, okay, all right. Well, now I'm really interested. All right.
It pains me to say it, but this is the point where I turn back. I must see to the survivors, and I'm also very
So yeah, basically. So the thing about Monolith Soft is that with their stories, they love twists. So
and they're actually good
when
at
you
them?
love twists, and you, yes, 100%.
Good.
I will say that. And here's the thing, though: when you have a lot of twists in the story, some of them are bound to be more predictable than others.
Right.
Just by nature of like originality and adaptation theory.
I mean, yeah, everything is recycled. Like, if you're putting in twists, at this point, if you're putting a twist into a story, it's almost better to use tropes and twists that people are familiar with to throw them off from your other twist. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've never seen anything cooler than Shulk smashing.
And here's where Juju shows at least some character development.
I'm just slowing you down.
Anything cooler.
You just need to shake
It
up like
wasn't
me.
supposed to be cool. It was saving your fucking life.
Compared to you guys, I know I'm.
I'd like to. Hey, he said it though. He's pretty useless.
Yeah, he
I'm gonna
did.
go back to the colony and help
He
the
said it.
survivors rebuild their lives.
You'll do us proud, kid. Good luck, Juju.
Well, you should have done this whole time. It's what you
Yes.
should have been doing this whole fucking time, kid.
Better late than never, and we got Colony 6 back, so there was an unintended side effect for it.
Yeah.
Are you leaving too?
The Mekon may be gone from Colony
At the
6.
cost of, like, literally everybody.
We've seen the last of them. When they launch
Well, it wasn't Juju's fault everyone got eaten.
Oh my god, if they're turning people into mechs, is that guy, Galdo, is
I
that
guess you're really needed at the colony.
Gatto? Is that guy
Yes.
gonna be a fucking mech?
Right for now. Look after the Monado.
I mean, you'd think they'd take his gun with him, no?
We won't let the colony down.
Not if they can,
I ain't gonna say shit.
not
I'm
if they
just
can,
gonna say
not
that.
if they can install him into a gun.
need to back up your ideas. How else are you going to protect Shulk?
Thanks for the heads up, Dixon.
Good luck.
Wow, they really have like no faith in Ryan whatsoever to protect Shulk. Which is ridiculous because so far he's been the one doing just that.
Can't say I feel so
Basically.
good about deceiving these kids.
What's that you say?
Oh, just mumbling. Forget I said anything.
God, Dixon just looks like the weirdest cowboy. Dixon looks like the bouncer at a gay club in Texas.
That is incredibly specific. That is incredibly specific. And I'm curious how you came to that conclusion.
Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies, my friend.
All right, I think I'm going to end it off here.
It's a good place to stop, yeah.
It's a good place to stop. All right, so we'll continue on with this next time with more side quests, completing on Satoru Marsh, and we get to see more beautiful stuff next time.
All right, bye.
Bye, Alex. Go watch those scenes so you can get more
I'll
context.
go educate myself.
All right, bye, Alex. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
Bye.